I wonder, is a chunky bar really good?
Oh, I love them. They're the best.
Have you ever had a chunky bar?
No, I think that dates my time.
They're so good.
They're disgusting.
No, they're not.
Oh my god.
So it's just like
what's not to like? You got chocolate, nuts, and fruit.
raisins, right?
I know.
The fruit part is what gets me.
No, this is the thing.
I don't think
You
fruit
eat
belongs in chocolate.
You eat chocolate-covered raisins.
Well, that's different.
Oh, no, that's
it's
exactly
literally
the same,
what it
dude.
No,
is.
what it really comes down to is the chocolate to fruit ratio.
Okay.
What was that one gelatinous cube that we got sent from Europe?
Oh, the Turkish
The
delight.
Turkish
Yeah,
delight.
Turkish
That
delight,
was
yeah.
chocolate gel,
No.
kind of fruity
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
different.
it's a little bit different. I just think that if you're going to have chocolate and fruit, it has to have a very thin layer of chocolate.
Don't ever
And-
eat my raisinets again.
That's a thin layer of chocolate. It's a thin layer.
And raisins,
Yeah, it's
barely a fruit.
mainly so you should be
I
80%.
love a chunky bar, and what's better than a chunky bar is the biggest one. You don't find them
like
very
them
often
big.
anymore.
No,
And
that's
chunky.
because
I like
no
them.
one
I
eats
like
them. Because no one eats that garbage. That's why that you don't find them anymore. It's amazing that it's still in business. To be honest with
is?
you,
No,
I think
I
it
don't
is.
even know what a chunky.
Is it in bar?
They
business?
have them next door at the gas station.
Oh my gosh, we should all get a
Right.
chunky bar. I would throw up because I don't like chunky bars.
Well,
Interesting.
Buy it and give it to me. I like
It is
them.
weird how, for some reason, there are certain I like raisins,
Mm.
I like nuts, and I like chocolate. But if you
Yeah.
put stuff together,
It's
it
amazing.
sometimes doesn't work for me at all.
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
It's kind of like I
for
love
me.
ketchup, but I hate tomatoes.
Yeah, but
I'm
ketchup,
kind of on that boat too.
ketchup
though.
doesn't taste anything like tomatoes.
It doesn't.
Okay,
I'm gonna be honest.
All
it
the
doesn't.
sugar and
Yeah.
other shit they put in there. I think.
but I don't know.
I used to hate tomatoes when I was young, like, because Grammy, she always just tried to, like, force feed me tomatoes. She's like, come over here. And she'd, like, try to force feed
tomatoes
me.
are good for you.
Yeah, I'm like, oh. But, like,
Like I don't trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust people that eat like a tomato sandwich.
Oh, with like mayo
Have
and
you
bread.
ever seen
Tomatoes
somebody
and
literally
stuff,
eat a
bro.
tomato like an apple? Because
Oh.
that's crazy.
Serial
they're
killers,
messed
yeah.
up.
That's
Yeah.
why,
Yeah,
for
they
those
need
people,
psychiatric help.
we need to bring the gallows back. For people
Yeah,
like
for
that.
sure, for sure.
Like,
Yeah.
bro,
Gallows.
straight to the gallows.
Yeah, straight to the gallows.
when you
bud.
get to weed 'em out.
you will definitely not contribute to society.
No, if you're eating a tomato like an apple,
You're not contributing.
neck yourself.
Oh,
Get out of here.
That's the new thing, Nick.
All right. Well, welcome.
On that note,
On that note, welcome to checking in, everybody. We've now alienated all tomato lovers of the world.
get the hell out.
Get out, guys.
I'm a tomato fan.
Are you?
Whoa!
I'm a tomato fan.
I love a good tomato.
What else? What else can
Dude,
you
that's
want
all
to tell
the
us?
fucking Miley Cyrus I watched as a kid. Just coming out of me. It's like, Hannah Montana.
It was a good show.
It was.
Dude, one time,
gosh.
listen to this. Honestly, so one time I was chilling, watching Hannah Montana by my lonesome, right? Just like a straight up, not straight male. And my uncle comes in, right? My uncle comes in. He's like, what the fuck are you watching? And I was just like, Jay just left the room. I swear to God.
I was about to change it.
I wasn't watching this. And he was just like, good. And then I was like, fuck.
Yeah, you
Uncle
lose your,
almost caught me.
Yeah, you lose your man card
Rest
immediately.
in peace.
Immediately, yeah. It's we had, speaking of Nickelodeon, was she on Nickelodeon? Is that
Disney.
What, I think it was. Well, I can't remember.
No, it's not,
Anyways,
but-
which one is Jessie on?
I think that's still Disney.
Disney,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Someone came
Mr.
in this weekend and did the whole Mrs. Kipling thing with
Yeah.
Elvis. Like, oh, it's
No
a
way,
Mrs.
really?
Yeah, Mrs. Kipling. And I
Yeah.
said, actually, it's kind of funny. I actually know Mrs. Kipling, which used to be Mr. Kipling.
Wait, they
and then-
found out it's a.
Yeah, well, it was Mr. Kipling for a while, and then it laid eggs, and it became Mrs. Kipling.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
It's
it's still kicking
I've
too.
met that thing. It's
Yeah,
it's
we're still there.
actually funny because as a kid, same thing. I used to watch that show and I would
Yeah.
see that animal, and then years later, I'm at Jay's place and I
Yeah.
see it. So it's kind of cool. I've met a celebrity.
Yeah, that's
There
the
you go.
biggest
Did you
biggest
get an
celebrity
autograph?
we've met
Yeah, for sure.
by
You didn't
far.
even get a picture either, did you?
I got a potograph.
Did you?
Pot-
Ooh,
Ooh, I like that. I
Oh.
like
We should
that.
do
That was-
autographs.
Actually, I kind of like that idea.
I
the
agree.
Reptarium?
I agree.
It's not a
Autographs?
bad idea.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, we've been talking about with the Reptarium too. Like I was talking to Jay about it as well. Is like, you know how we're obviously selling time slots, and we've thought like when you buy your time slot, you could add the feedings right to your
Yes.
purchase. That way you don't have to purchase.
Yeah.
That way, if we run out of a feeding, say someone comes at 7 to 8 o'clock slot, and we're out of Elvis feedings, well, they could
Yeah.
pre-purchase them.
Makes
But we
sense.
thought the same thing about doing with tours and hourly for like
Yeah.
photographs. You know, if you want a professional photograph with something, or you want, you know, a multitude, you know, maybe you want 20,
Multitude.
a multitude of
I
You
love
like
photographs.
a multitude?
Yeah.
Would you like
Or
a
same thing with the
multitude?
tours. When you book the tour, the option is to get, you know, a package. You can do, you know, $100 package, $200 package for photographs. I mean, we have 2 pro photographers
Yeah.
with
Why not
Jay
use
and
it?
Anthony. Why not use it? I think
agree.
It's cool.
It's a kind of
Yeah, well, we're working on that thing on the website, and right now we do have the fish spa up there where you could already, when you book your
Ooh,
tickets,
yeah,
do a
nice.
fish spa. We've had a couple people already do that.
just think when the sloth,
So
when the
we're,
sloth thing experience comes around.
Yeah, well, that's all. That's all part of what brought all these thoughts on, is how
Interesting.
to do these things. So
Yeah.
we're in
And
the
speaking
works.
of the
We're working
sloth,
on it.
Drogo, you're going to go
Drogo.
You're going to go visit Drogo.
Viget.
I'm gonna go
I
Viget.
love
Viget.
Yeah.
That's such a good name, by the way. I actually really do like it.
I do
It
too.
reminds me of is Rocky, right? Rocky.
Yeah, yeah, Rocky.
He fought a
Yeah,
Drogo, didn't he? Or
He's fought. What was the Russian guy's name?
well, it might.
It's
It's
Drago,
it might have
maybe,
been
or
close,
something like
but,
that. Yeah.
point is,
yeah.
It's been a while.
reminds me of Rocky for some reason.
Drogo. Yeah, it's interesting.
Drogo.
Yeah, like a Russian guy.
Drago.
Drago. So very,
Ivan
very
Drago.
similar. Yeah,
Okay, that's
Drogo to
close.
Drago. Yeah, very interesting. But so you're going to go down to Florida. You're leaving us.
Yes, I am. I'm getting out of Dodge.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, as
For a
soon as
few
this
days.
podcast is over, she's hitting the road, heading out to
Bye.
Grand Rapids and flying out in the morning down to Orlando. And what are your plans down there?
One gas. Yes.
Disney.
Disney, baby.
Of
Disney.
course.
Yeah,
Promised land.
So
Yeah.
you go every single year, and
This is year 7 for us.
year
Year
7.
seven.
So obviously, if you know Disney, there are multiple different parks. All right,
Yep.
you guys hit a bunch of different parks, but this year is going to be a little bit different. What parks are on your plan for this year?
Hollywood Studios, Magic
Studios.
Kingdom,
Okay,
Epcot.
okay.
Epcot.
Those
So you're
three.
not
Epcot's the
doing
banger.
Hollywood Studio. Or wait, what?
No,
which
yep,
one?
she's doing that one.
Which one?
Not
There's
Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom. Yeah.
Oh,
we were
yeah,
we
yeah.
were throwing it up which one to do.
And instead,
and-
you're going to do Universal.
Yes. Yeah, we're going
That's
to
so much
Universal.
fun. I love
on
Universal.
Sunday.
Yeah, remember it was really
Yes.
fun when we used to go to Playlist Live, which is a YouTube event, and talk about screwing us in a way, you know, because for years the whole draw of Playlist Live was the fact that on Sunday night they would shut down Universal Studios in Harry Potter's world, and there would be just the YouTubers,
I
which
know,
were
but
maybe
you don't
like
like-
200.
It was amazing.
It still was amazing, even though
Yeah,
I don't
but they
like
changed
rides.
it for bowling. Wasn't
Yeah, well,
that
that was
awesome?
that's why I'm saying they screwed us. Is that the last year we did it, and yeah, they literally pulled. Yeah, I mean, literally, we have the entire Universal Studios to ourselves.
And
And
then
now
you have
they're
one
like,
lane
"Yeah,
at
you
Golden
know."
Wings.
Do you remember what happened? Do you remember what
Yeah.
happened? So we're on these buses. They pack everybody onto multiple buses. All right, there's a bunch of buses. Our bus driver accidentally
gets
pulled
caught, yeah.
into this
Residential area.
Yeah, this residential area, and he got stuck in this
Oh, I
cul-de-sac.
remember you telling me that.
Yeah,
and
he
I
couldn't
pivot
turn
out.
No
Like,
way.
No, so
Yeah.
all the YouTubers, like, it started out with a couple, how it does, monkey see, monkey do. A couple YouTubers got up and they were like, "Let me off this fucking bus! I have
Yeah.
claustrophobia!" Blah
Yeah.
blah blah. And then the driver was like, "Dude, I can't let you off the bus until I'm there." And then people just forced themselves
Yeah,
out,
and then everyone just walked
yeah,
away
we're
from
like,
the bus.
"Fuck this guy, we're out of here."
did you
Yeah.
just walk?
Yeah,
to
everyone
the
just walked
We
away.
just walked
yeah,
away.
Just walked away.
Left the guy alone.
to the Universal?
No,
It was actually on the way back to the hotel, but
Oh,
so we
okay.
walked. Everyone just walked back to the
Okay.
hotel, you know, and that bus definitely they had to probably air vac that bus.
Oh my God, are you for
I mean, they
real?
probably
Dude,
had to call the helicopter for that one. You
he
know?
got it jammed. When we were walking away, we were looking at it like, how did he even fit
Yeah,
in
like
there?
literally, it was like a circle, you know, like a cul-de-sac, and he somehow like went in and
Wedged himself.
he just wedged himself in. He couldn't go backwards, couldn't go
It
forward.
was so weird.
Yeah, it was definitely wild.
Damn,
but-
he had a bad night.
Yeah. And he was just left alone because we were all like, "Fuck you, dude." You,
Yeah, that
like,
guy lost his job that night.
Right,
That guy lost his job that night.
Definitely.
But yeah, it was a wild. That was wild. But the point is that Hollywood Studio, or I'm sorry, Universal Studios was amazing. Even though I don't like rides and stuff like that, I don't do rides. It was still really cool to go there
Yeah.
and be alone. I mean, when we were in the wand shop, it was literally just us and the wand people. You know, the people. There
Yeah.
was probably, as a matter of fact, the one people that worked there said, yeah, there might be more employees than there are
yeah,
guests.
I remember you saying
Yep.
that.
in
That's
the- in
what
the
was-
thing,
it was
so.
so awesome because I'm still like a kid still. Like mentally, I can still channel into my kid's zone, right?
Yeah.
So when I was there, like, yeah, they have all the actors still like dressed up and stuff, walking around, and they're right, man. There were more workers than fans, if you want to call them that. And
I remember we went into like the robe where they had the little robes and stuff like that, and they're just like, try them on. And they're just like letting us try on stuff. They're pulling down like swords and pulling down stuff that you're not even supposed to touch because they're like, who cares? No one's else here. Let's have fun. And
so cool.
So it was cool. We did that for a few years. And then the last year we went to Playlist, they pulled the whole, they didn't tell us in advance, of course. We get there and they're like, we're going bowling instead of Universal,
If I'm not mistaken, we didn't even go.
No, we didn't go. I think most people didn't go. I think that because we were at that little after party, remember? And like most people are like, fuck this. We're not going to this bowling alley. I think most people just
got weird at the end. Yeah. Like 2017 was when it was fire. Like,
oh man, yeah, everyone's there. Cool. Yeah,
I was such a fanboy, like, because it was the first time I was meeting any of my YouTube people I would watch. Man, I remember I met Juke Squad.
Yeah.
I saw him from across the hall. I was like, Juke Squad!
I remember that. Yeah,
and he turned around and he was like, what's up? And I was just like, yeah!
And now I have his cell phone number, Yeah. And now I have his cell phone
number. And I took
a
picture with Harley Morenstein.
Yeah, Harley, when he was a big deal.
That was awesome.
It was, it's so, ironically enough, Jake from Juke Squad said that he wanted to, or no, not Jake. Jack. I'm sorry, Jack. Jack. I'm sorry. I was with Jake, Scuba Jake, and Jack.
Yeah,
so I got,
Scuba
exactly.
Steve?
Scuba Steve, but Scuba Jake, who is D Almighty is what his name, his YouTube channel is. But I was with those two, and Jack actually said that growing up he wanted to be Steve Irwin.
That's cool.
Which was cool. I was like, oh my God, a guy that's into animals, And we went to Gatorland, of course, visited Savannah together and had a good time feeding gators and doing a bunch of crazy stuff.
Awesome.
Once again, we had the whole park to ourselves. We were it was closed down, and we we do that all the time at Gatorland though, but it was cool for those guys, YouTubers and stuff like that. And then,
I love Gatorland.
Yeah, it's hopefully now that Florida is kind of opening back up.
Well, that's the thing. So right now Disney has been like limited numbers. So from everything we've seen posted, like there's hardly anybody there as
I think
normal.
It's like 20%
so,
or something.
We're looking forward to that experience because,
and you caught it perfect because in about 2 weeks they said they're expanding.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I think we're still going to be able to get it, and maybe everything isn't open, but it's still going to be a cool, different experience than what we always have. So from what I hear, like you can just ride the rides. There's like hardly any lines, if any, and stuff like that.
That'll be awesome.
That is
a lot less waiting. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question about all right, so obviously I've never been to Disney and like drank and stuff, and so that even means like I never even drank and been on roller coasters and stuff.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
That doesn't sound fun to me.
It would be horrible.
Is that what you guys do?
No, so Epcot doesn't have any roller coasters. They do have that Soarin', which that could be.
What's a Soarin'?
That's the one where you
it's
sit
like
in
a
the
similar
seat
area,
and
similar.
it brings you up, and then you're like, it's like you're flying, so it's like a simulation.
Yeah.
So the one I was feeling pretty good on that, and that was kind of trippy. Not bad, like I didn't get sick or anything, but it definitely
Wonder how many people puke on it. Well, you're way up in the air and just start puking on everybody.
Epcot is really the only one with alcohol.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know. Like I don't even know if there is any in Magic Kingdom.
I didn't even.
I think there is maybe in the
like
other
the
ones too, but not as
maybe.
much. Like Epcot, you can drink around the world. So the stuff that's there's nothing really too crazy ride wise.
And I can't wait to go back. It's been a few years for me.
Yeah.
I do love Disney. I mean, there's something. You know what I love about Disney more than anything? Because I'm not a ride guy. No, it's not because I'm not a ride guy and stuff. I love the concept behind Disney is what makes me love it. The fact that this guy Walt Disney had a dream and he fulfilled this massive dream and he brought this magical world to life just from his vision.
You know what?
And that's why I when I go there, I marvel at what the concept behind what he did,
And sometimes the truth is, it sucks to say, but sometimes you got to put the person, the personality of the person and what they've done behind what their dreams and shit accomplished.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, just like people, this is kind of fucked up, but people idolized Bill Cosby for what he did, right? Like his comedy and stuff.
Right.
But like now they can't because of what happened.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lore around Walt Disney.
Yeah.
And how much of a guy he was, right? But we all still enjoy Disney. Sometimes you got to put that shit behind you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that much about the negative side of Walt Disney. You know, I mean, I have no idea. It was a different time back then. I'm sure that powerful men probably did a lot of things that were bad back then.
I know. Supposedly he's like in an ice box somewhere.
Oh, well, that I think is true. Jay, can you pull that up? Is Walt Disney's head really in cryo? I believe it. I believe it is.
Why not?
I believe it is.
I think people are weird. I would never want that.
I would like my head in an ice box when I die.
Really? See, I just want to die.
I just want
like I don't want to be saved and brought back.
But Walt Disney undoubtedly lives on through legacy. Let me see.
Let's see. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
His body was cremated.
His body was cremated, but I think his head was put in cryo.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
You guys keep talking. I'll dig a little bit.
Yeah, his daughter denied that he's frozen.
Yeah, of course they're going to deny it.
Why? No, some people
gonna try to steal it?
Are out there. Like, who's the other? There's a few famous people that have been like,
Well, I have no idea. I'm not sure who.
Let's pick that brain. Who are those?
So it's just a
famous
rumor
people?
as of right now. That's all I can see.
Terrible.
It is weird
but
how
I feel like there's been a few famous people that have been frozen.
Well, there's no
in
doubt
hopes
that
to
you
come
can do.
back.
I mean,
like,
there are facilities out there that
Yeah.
freeze people's bodies, heads, all kinds of stuff. So it's not like that's not rumor. That's true.
You know,
but I just don't know who they are.
You know why David Blaine started doing his breathing tricks and stuff?
Why is that?
Because he read this news article about this frozen boy that he literally froze underwater, but he never breathed in the water.
Yeah, that's happened.
So they could resuscitate him back to life because he never drowned.
Right. What? That's cool.
So he just held his breath and froze?
And froze. Yeah. And then when they pulled his ass out, they could actually give him mouth to mouth.
I never heard that, but if I ever fall in the ice, now
Don't
I
breathe.
know, right?
Don't
now
be
I'll just
breathing.
like hold my breath till I freeze.
Well, I think also what happens is that the cold from the water slows all your body down and ultimately your heart and all this other, whatever.
I love David Blaine.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
David Blaine's the
crazy.
man.
He's
We've been
crazy.
infatuated with him. I might have said that word wrong. How do you say that word?
Infatuated.
Infatuated with him since I was young.
Oh yeah, we used
Street
to watch
Magic,
all his
Street Magic.
Street
That's
it was
what
yeah.
you
crazy. We
Yeah,
tried to figure it out, and some of the stuff was freaky as heck.
Yeah, I mean, it's he's definitely interesting. I did watch the latest balloon trick that he did. It was
Lackluster?
I mean, it was okay. I mean, I get the concept behind the fact that he was 24,000 feet in the air or whatever, and still able to be conscious. That was a feat in
So
itself.
he went up in a balloon.
Yeah, so he went up in a bunch
of
of balloons, like a bunch of
Like
balloons.
Up?
Yeah, like Up.
Like he
It's
just-
like Up. Like
Really?
just like the movie Up. And he went up
Awesome.
and he went like 24. I think it was 24,000 feet in the air, and then ultimately he had to. Whatever, get a
Do you
parachute
remember
or something.
we used to do that
This is
like every
ridiculous.
birthday party? Like we'd have
Here
the
he is, Lori.
balloons, and like whether it was you or
Here he
Jade, we'd
is,
tie
Lori.
them to the guys to see how many
yeah.
it took to get them to come off the ground. Do you
So
remember
there's
doing
the
that with like the
picture.
GI Joes or the other dolls?
Not really, honestly.
No.
Yeah, I remember that actually, but there's the picture, Lori, of
That's
David.
legitimately David hanging.
But he was not
So
like
what
he's
happened?
not
He
actually
went high
hanging.
enough?
He's
He went high enough until he did pass out and just let go.
So he didn't let go. He was actually harnessed in. I mean,
Okay.
it looks like he's hanging on,
Right.
but he's not really hanging on. And
He's
then
clipped in because if you
Yeah.
passed out and let go, then
no,
you're
he just
screwed.
went a certain height and then he like cut himself loose and then came down.
Oh, did he have a parachute
Yeah, he had
then?
a parachute.
Okay.
Now it would have been a much better trick if he did it without a parachute.
Now I know that if I was watching
Just
the Joe
died.
Rogan one.
No, there's a guy
Yeah, well, I
that
don't-
It would have been much better
I was trying to think about that. I was like, what do
for
you...
to free fall to his death.
Yeah.
'cause-
there's actually a guy that has skydived without a parachute into a net.
Yeah, I seen that.
Oh, okay. Or
Yeah.
I was gonna say he could have one of those like flying squirrel suits.
Well, that's kind of but
Okay.
eventually you have to hit the ground. That could be worse actually with the flying squirrel suit.
How high up was this net? Because obviously with the force that you're hitting that net, it's going to have to be
Yeah, you're
hundreds
gonna
of
have
feet
to give
above
some
to
give.
give that.
Yeah, it was a huge net. I mean,
it
it was a
was big.
huge net, but I mean, still, you could hit that wrong and
You were
crack your
gonna-
neck. You could
yeah,
do anything.
what the heck? That seems
You
like
know?
a bad idea. I
Yeah,
want to watch
you like
that.
the trampoline stuff, hit it
No.
wrong or
But yeah, he did. Now, if David Blaine would have done that, that would have been amazing because not only
But
are
that
you
wasn't?
floating. Well, no, okay.
think
Could
that-
I do it? Could I do it? No, of course not. Could most people do it? The hardest part about that trick was not going up and jumping down. It was not
Breathing.
Yeah, not passing out from lack of oxygen.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty hard to
don't-
go up that high
dude,
with
I don't
just
know what-
balloons. Like,
Yeah,
Well, you're
like-
just hanging
that-
on. You're not doing anything.
No,
the
but
balloons are taking you up.
It's scary. It's just freaking balloons.
I know, but a lot of people would do that.
Even like a hot air balloon is more made. How many is a lot? Yeah, let's Google this. How many people?
I think that I would say, I'm going to go out on a limb and say 3% of the population would do that.
That's a lot of people, dude.
3%
No,
is
have done it?
thousands.
No, will.
No,
Will
I'm
do it.
saying have. You're
no
like,
one's done it. I'm saying it's not
was the
that
first.
spectacular to
It's a
go
little
up with a bunch of
lackluster,
balloons.
it's not that when he's one of how many people to ever do it, right?
One.
Well, yeah, but you could be the first person to do anything. Doesn't mean that it's spectacular.
The first somebody had to poop
usually
first.
does.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Who was
Someone
the
had to-
first
yeah,
person?
was it
to poop?
Adam
It's
or
not
Eve?
like
I
you
don't know.
see, like
I'm
every
not
time
sure.
you look in the air, it's
Adam.
like, oh yeah, there's another one.
There's that
Just
balloon
go.
guy
There's
again.
another one doing it.
It's just like Chinese lanterns now.
Exactly.
You're just
They're
gonna see people
with
floating.
balloons.
He may
oh,
have he may have opened up the doors to
Yeah,
a
you're
new
not
thing.
wrong.
But so listen,
write
going
this
up
down.
24,000 square feet was obviously spectacular to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But I just feel like some of his other stunts have been more insane.
Well,
You know?
Yeah.
can we? So you're talking about being up that high and parachuting down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm doing in less than 20 days?
What?
I'm skydiving.
No, you're not.
when?
What?
Wait,
skydiving with my grandma.
You're doing it for your birthday?
Not on my birthday.
Oh,
it's,
just to do
on
it?
the 18th.
Oh, on the 18th. With
Are you for real?
Yeah,
Got
going
you.
with my grandma skydiving.
No
man.
way, bro.
Yeah,
That's
this
so
we
cool.
tried this last year. It didn't work out so well.
Well,
She's got a book now.
the plan
But you're
is.
excited about it.
Yeah, I am. I'm
Okay.
It's gonna be so much fun to do it,
Is,
and then
is Jay going?
no, she backed
She's,
out.
Well, I think she's gonna go, but she's not doing it.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be so cool, like, and then I'll be looking over and be like, "Hey, Grammy."
You know what? You know Jay, not Control Jay, or Young Jay. He's done, and Bruce has too. Obviously, jumped
Bruce,
out.
yeah.
And I think Young Jay told me this, and I don't know if it's true. I've never skydived, but he said the thing that people don't tell you is that the first like 10 seconds you can't breathe
Yeah.
because
All the air.
is just coming at you. So you're like, oh, I can't breathe. You know what I mean?
So I guess what I'll have to do,
Yeah, take a
then
deep breath.
is before you go, take a deep breath and jump, and just like
Jump.
maybe have an
Enjoy
Apple
it.
Watch on or something. Be like,
Okay.
Maybe
10,
have an
9, 8.
apple.
yeah,
Eat an apple
I'm
on
gonna have
the way
my
down?
I'm gonna have
A
my
tomato. Have a
Tomato?
tomato. Yeah,
Eat
yeah.
it like an apple as you're falling.
Yeah,
It's not
right
bad,
into the
yeah.
gallows.
I think one of two things happens. I think you either like love it so much that you'll do it all the time, or be like, I will never do that again. And this is what I've said about
But either
skydiving.
way, you've done it.
Right, but this is what I've said about skydiving. I
What
Don't-
have you said?
personally, I'm not like terrified of skydiving. It certainly isn't high up on my list of things to do. I don't think I'll ever do it. And the main reason is like, I think like, chances are it would be cool, but if it wasn't, that would really suck.
See, this is
I
the
mean, like,
thing.
that's committing.
Guaranteed. It's probably super cool. The
Yeah.
scariest
Neat.
part is jumping out of the
The
plane.
plane. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard
I
that
think
too.
once you're actually falling, it's probably pretty crazy and
Yeah.
amazing.
Sorry, I cut you off. I'm sorry, but
That was it.
it's the only time you can actually semi-experience what it would be like to fly.
Yeah,
Right.
weightlessness. Right.
Sure.
So like, I just feel like, I would just want to experience it once, see how it is.
Yeah, and I mean,
You
you
know,
might
have you
like
ever
it a
looked
lot
up-
and want to do it a lot.
Have you ever looked up those videos of like the people that are skydiving that like you get to the door and then won't go out?
And they just
and
push
they,
you,
they,
yoke
like
'em.
just push you out.
Oh, they'll
they
yeet
just, they
ya.
just like push you out. They just
Yeah.
like grab your hands and
because
throw you out the door.
And honestly, that would be me because
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know that I would be able to jump out.
Guys,
like my
okay.
fight or flight would be like, no.
Do you? So this is really gross. I'm sorry that I'm bringing this up, but it's just so insane that I have to talk about it on this podcast. Do you know what Steve-O did skydiving to
Yeah.
set a world record?
What's
What?
that?
Do you know?
I don't know.
Do you know?
I
shit
don't
himself?
know.
He
why.
did not shit himself.
Oh.
I'm gonna look at Dad for this one. I'm not gonna look at Mom because it's just too much. But he literally was up there masturbating.
Oh,
What?
God.
And he finished mid jump.
Oh.
Wow.
That's concentration.
Yeah.
That's concentration. You
How
got to give him a lot of credit.
It probably
Incredible
couldn't-
is
it
that?
It wasn't his first time then.
No, that was his
First time masturbating or first time?
We all know it wasn't his first time
masturbating.
masturbating. That was the first time he ever did skydive.
I wonder if he had to
too.
practice, like,
'Cause that's what I'm
I'm going to start to
saying.
do that, like jumping off my house,
Off the bed,
and then
off
like
the top bunk.
yeah, like is there a practice
Get a
involved? Or is
leaf
it just
blower
like,
just to
the
give you
garage.
that
I
sensation.
watched
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole video. He just
oh my
said-
gosh, there's a video. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
he just
Wow.
he was just like
Don't look
talking
that
about
up,
how
Jay. Please
nervous
please, no.
he was.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up real quick.
No, don't pull that one up, please.
He said like when there was 10 seconds till the jump, he was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. But then like once they got to like 2 seconds, he was like, I gotta do it.
Splash.
I mean, it's obvious.
How
like,
crazy
I
is
don't
that?
understand people.
I don't
who
either.
Do that kind of.
Yeah, no, that's
I wonder
not a
where it
record.
landed,
That's, yeah,
though.
So I guess
right.
You know, because
Probably
could you
in his
imagine being
face.
at the
Such a
beach?
guy,
Could you
such a
imagine being at the
guy.
beach and you're like, oh, I got pooped on by a bird, and then it's like, no, you didn't, dude.
like that's Steve-O.
All right, let's hit a couple super chats with that in mind.
Yeah, we got
They're all
Maria.
gone now.
Maria says, "Send in love."
retract.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, we can't be a part of this. Send in love from Anchorage, Alaska. By the way, I'm pretty sure sloth is my spirit animal. Can his name please be changed to Sid the Sloth from Ice Age?
Yeah, it's a good name, but I think that we're gonna keep it Drogo, and yeah. By the way, we got to definitely get up to Alaska. As a matter of fact, if plans go well, we're gonna hit the one of the 2 states that I haven't been here in November, which is South Dakota. 2 states I haven't been through is South Dakota and Alaska. Yeah. So Alaska will be the only state left in my 50-state conquest.
That's
so
sweet.
So
One
hopefully
day,
we can come out there.
I'm gonna go fishing, hopefully with Bruce in Alaska. If
yeah.
because like
everything works out.
It's a great fucking
Oh,
fishing
yeah, you
state.
can catch
Oh
some
my gosh,
awesome
it's
That's like
great
the
for
best, yeah.
it's great for wildlife altogether. I mean, whether it's fishing, hunting, whatever, you know. I mean,
Yeah, like there, Alberta, Canada, and like Montana are like some of the most beautiful places for wildlife.
no, we went to the
Montana,
place that had the best fly fishing in the world, right, guys?
Where?
Remember this?
Yeah, I remember
Utah.
this.
Utah.
Yeah,
Some
Utah.
river in Utah.
Yeah, I
You could
actually
say
somebody
best.
It
people were
probably
telling us
really was a tremendous fly fishing place.
You're not wrong.
I don't. You know what? I don't remember. I blocked out a lot of that trip because you guys, everybody was so annoying. Like
The mountains?
So I didn't listen to half the shit anybody
Did you see
said.
the mountains when we were there, though?
You remember
Yeah.
the mountains?
No, I
though?
don't. I blocked them all out.
They were beautiful. You should see. I'll send you a picture.
Oh my gosh, that was a trip to remember, though. I mean,
Oh
it really
my God.
was.
Sure was. Or to forget.
So I'm confused. Like, was there a sign that said it was the
No,
best?
we were with somebody, and that's what the kind of
Oh,
joke
okay,
was, is that
okay.
he was claiming that this was like the best fly fishing in the world.
I wasn't sure.
And quite frankly, it very well may have been. I don't know, because I know
Probably
like
not.
Robert Redford lives there and a bunch of other people. So it could very well be. It was just kind of
You
One
didn't
of the-
expect it.
yeah. I
it's
just
probably
wonder,
just like
Oh, that was that day. That was yeah.
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 it was.
Now I remember.
Yeah, now it's coming back to me, my memory. But Utah is amazing. I mean, it's definitely one of the prettiest states I've ever been to. And but we're gonna see if this trip goes through, which hopefully it will. We're gonna see some pretty amazing things. We're gonna see Yellowstone for the first. That'll be amazing. Grand Canyon, Petrified Forest.
I heard that Grand Canyon isn't even that good.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
No,
dude. Whoever said
it's
that is
wonderful.
a lie.
I will say it's like the hardest place to take photos of, but
Well, it may
It's
be
too
the
much,
hardest
yeah.
place. It's too
But
much.
it's a beautiful place.
It is. Anyone that says that it's not that good doesn't know what they're talking
probably
about,
didn't go to
because
the right spot.
they just didn't go to the right side, because it is one of the most it's like everywhere you look is amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, like
Panoramic
truly,
views,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, like 100. I mean, every single place you look, you're like, oh my god, I cannot believe this is on this earth. So.
Right.
No, it's an amazing place. So, anyways,
that's how I know. That's how I felt in the Highlands, and that's all I'll say about that.
no, that's what it is. I mean, there are certain places in the world that you just are in awe of.
yeah.
And I know when I went to the Grand Canyon in the past, it was like one of those places that I was in awe of. Like I could have sat there for days and just looked out.
You know what I love is we're all big movie fans here, and so we've seen a lot of movies. My favorite is when you're in reality of a spot that's been filmed in a famous movie.
Right.
So like you're
So
in the set almost.
Yeah.
But it's real life. So you're like, holy crap, I remember James Bond
Right.
drove
Yeah,
right past here. Like
Yeah.
it's so cool to be there.
No, that's what we're talking
person.
about with that movie Blended. If we go see Heidi next year in South Africa, is to be able to go to the resort that Blendon was in. That would be pretty dope.
Just go with it.
Yeah, that was one disappointing thing, like about Punxsutawney. We've said this forever, that we were going to go to Punxsutawney for Groundhog's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really based on the movie Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, of course.
And I guess it's just there's no bed and breakfast. Which, by the way, I think that
There's a lot of bed and breakfast
no,
there, I'm
right,
sure.
but
Yeah.
not the house, which I think is a lost opportunity. If I was in that area, I would recreate that house.
Sure.
to a T.
We know
And-
for
and-
sure.
Yeah, it's just like the Christmas Story house in Ohio.
Right, yeah.
Yep, from the movie.
The Drake and Josh house, Fresh Prince,
Yeah. I mean, and so, but anyways, I just think that the Punxsutawney
Full House.
isn't what we've thought it was. You know, it still sounds amazing. Who went last year?
Eric and Mary.
Eric and Mary went
'Cause her-
last year.
yeah, her
Yeah.
family lives right by it.
there. I do still want to go. I wonder,
Yeah.
but then again, I wonder this year.
You know what?
Is
I
there going
thought
to
of
be
a
a
couple
groundhog
things.
this year?
Because
They're just canceling a year.
Yeah, they're going to cancel groundhog this year.
Just stay inside some more.
Yeah.
we should do that because we've said that forever. Just like I was thinking, which is weird because why would I think about it now? But how back in the day we always said, "Oh, we're going to go to New York for the ball drop," and then obviously said, you know, as we got older, there's no way I'm going to stand out there and not pee. But
Who is that? Is that you?
I don't know how that.
Oh, yeah. I was like, we were hearing. We were like, where's that?
Another
sound coming from?
disembodied voice.
what you probably could do is get a hotel room that oversees.
Well, I
the
think
thing.
I think those hotel rooms, number one, I've heard about them, and I think they're booked years in advance, and I think that they're like $1,500 for the night or something
Right.
like that.
So we can look into it and maybe
Book
go
it in
there in
advance,
20
yeah.
years, you know,
Yeah,
but
20
do
years.
it.
20
Because
years.
that's the only way. I was
2041.
just thinking that's the way that it would work because please, I can't go an hour without peeing, let alone all night and all that.
No,
It just
no.
ain't going to happen.
I think it's
So-
more than all night because remember we had a friend that came here.
Yeah,
and he
you
was
have to
telling
go
us
there at like some
in the morning.
crazy
pretty much.
Yeah, you have
thing
to
or-
be standing out there for like 12 or 14
Yeah.
hours, you know, with no bathroom, no.
Yeah,
you know,
you
anything
can't
there.
leave or then
No
you can't
thanks.
come back. And
Yeah, like
stuff,
as soon as
so.
you're there, that you're
But that's
stuck.
what
You
went in
can't
my
leave
head
even if you
because-
want to.
So
you know?
Because it made me sad, kind of like, oh, that was something we always said we were going to do and we never did. But maybe there's just different ways. And
Yeah.
and even if it isn't as great as we thought,
Yeah.
you're just checking things off your list, you know?
Yeah, we got a list.
So there genuinely are hotels that can see the ball.
Oh, yeah, because
Well, yeah,
it's
'cause
right in
Times
the...
Square, yeah, it's
it's
Times
right
Square,
Times
yeah.
Square, and then there's like different stuff all around
Yeah,
it
I
and
don't know
stuff.
exactly what
That would be
place
the
we were
move.
at. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
exactly what I
100%.
thought. It just popped
Yeah.
in my head. I'm like, I'm sure that...
Yeah.
Yeah, now that would be awesome.
Yeah, it might
It
be
would
something
be.
you have to book years and years in advance, but we should look into it. I think it's a good idea. Let's do it.
That'd be sweet.
All right, what do we got, Jay?
Potterhead says Happy
Potterhead,
National
what's
Podcast Day.
Hey.
And yay
What?
for Drogo. Is that actually
Wow,
real?
is that real? Is it
I mean,
really?
I'm
everybody, it's a
National
day
Podcast
for everything every day.
I know.
It's just so dumb. It's like, oh, happy National Crooked Toe Day. It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a lot
yeah,
of
great.
crazy days.
lot of
But that would be
crooked
a
toes.
relatively new one if that is the
September
case.
30th.
Oh, that is
Wow,
It's National
2020.
Podcast Day. What do you know?
We're doing a podcast.
When I started
a
this
podcast on
when
the
we
podcast.
started this podcast almost 8 months ago, 9 months
Yeah.
ago, I knew about this day, and that's why I wanted it on Wednesday.
Just
and you
for
plan it. What about
today.
next year?
Next year we're switching to Thursday.
Thursdays.
Thursday, so we can hit it again.
What's up,
Sweet.
Joshua?
Yeah,
I
thanks.
saw you.
What's up, Joshua?
Pat Greiser says, "Hi guys, Brian. What will the Reptarium do, or where will you house any, or if, any offspring of Ivy and Aries? Sorry. So where would you house any of the offspring? One at my house would be fine. That's
Nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I think Lori would make me get rid of all of them. I'd have to keep at least a pair.
No, you wouldn't.
I'd have to keep at least
You've
a pair
already
of
got
my
3.
spawn.
You've got 3. So if
Yeah.
it happened, they'd all be available, people. So
No, I
there
think
you
we'd
go.
keep at least a
No.
pair.
No, we wouldn't.
What would you need?
We'll talk about that later.
What would you
It's
need?
not the anacondararium.
5 anacondas
Anaconda
for?
I mean, it's better than 4 anacondas.
No, it's not. 1 is better than 2.
No, that's not true
Definitely
at all.
better than 3.
I just don't. I'm kind of on my own side. I don't
See,
like
the
you
reason-
kind of. Yeah,
Maybe I
it's
keep
just-
1.
But like
why?
why?
female.
But like
Why?
you're not giving
You've
us
There's
already
a sentimental
got-
value.
No.
You know?
sentimental.
You know
what's
what? Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's see. What sentimental? What's sentimental about it?
Well, I love Ivy.
Okay.
She's like my spirit animal. You know, I mean, she's my
Oh,
therapy
really?
animal. She's my therapy
really?
animal.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Now,
Yeah,
now we're
seriously.
going there.
No,
It's
just-
true though.
Okay,
No, it's really true.
It's true. Jay
okay.
sees it.
I've seen it. I've
All
seen
right.
it.
Is he?
It's kind of like if we ever bred Bella, which we wouldn't, but if we ever did, I would keep a Bella.
No.
You know?
I
No, we
mean,
wouldn't keep a
It
Bella.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I
of
don't know
course
what
we
you,
would
I don't
keep
know
a
what you
Bella.
think. Like, let's back up.
Okay.
Let's say we.
So if I
bred-
bred dogs,
Yeah, let's
then
say
I
we
got to
bred
keep
Phoebe.
a dog out of every single litter.
You
out
would.
Of all of,
you would,
well, that wouldn't work, would it?
but you would, wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, she would.
She stuttered on that one.
No.
Yeah, she would. If Phoebe had babies,
No.
You would keep one.
you would keep one.
No,
Yeah,
I
you
wouldn't.
Oh,
Remember
you're
when
such
Phoebe
a
would never
liar.
have babies.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, right.
No.
So let's say Phoebe did have babies though. Don't lie.
I'm not
Liars go
lying.
to hell.
I would keep one.
Front row seat.
Now,
No,
when you
I
put it
think
like that,
Yeah.
I can understand because
Because
you're right.
I love my
Yeah,
animals like
well,
you love your dogs.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous in the setting because it's not like you just have those two animals. You have all of these animals,
Yeah.
and then you breed all of these animals, and then you need to keep babies of all of these animals. Do you not see the problem?
I just think that
you
we
said
keep
animals a lot.
Yeah,
Sounds great.
There's a
What are
lot
you
of
trying-
animals.
What are you trying to say? I don't really understand. Can
There's
you-
a lot of freaking animals.
I
That's
know.
what I'm
There's never
saying.
enough.
All right. So, anyways, Pat, yes, they will be available.
We'll send one to you.
Info at
We'll-
BHB.
We'll talk about it later, Pat.
Info at the Reptarium.
Victor says, "What's up, fam? Eric and Bruce look different in this one. LOL. Just kidding. This is by far my favorite family out there."
Thank you. I
Areola.
appreciate you.
I think it was because of all the obscenities we said in the beginning. I think they thought that.
Oh,
that
I got you.
it was
Were we
choices.
obscene?
I
Not
was
that
going to
obscene.
say that.
I don't
too.
think so.
Did
Not
we
that
were
bad.
obscene?
We
I don't
weren't
think
that
we were
bad.
that
I'm sorry. I apologize to
I don't think
everybody
we're
in
that
Don't
advance.
apologize. It's fine.
There's nothing to apologize for.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
We're
That's
good
the good
people.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're great people.
Well, yeah, it's
All right. let me
Very
get you.
humble. Very humble.
Jesse the James says, "Hey, y'all, been watching for a while. My fiance and I are planning to come visit the Reptarium for our honeymoon, getting married on Halloween."
Oh my gosh, are you going to come
Nice.
this
Dude,
Halloween? Because we're
not
bring
here.
no, yeah, we're
amazing.
closed that day. No, bring costumes because we're all dressing up.
Well,
Yes.
they're getting married on Halloween. So they're not going to be here because
I
they're
thought they
going to
were-
be at their wedding.
I
Have
thought
the
they were
wedding
getting-
here.
I thought they were getting the
No,
married
Jay,
here.
we don't do that.
Okay, so still bring your costumes and don't worry about it. We'll do it. We'll do something
Maybe their
special for you.
honeymoon is like a week or two later,
It could be.
and they're the only ones here in costume. That'd be awkward.
That's okay.
It's
It doesn't matter. There's a lot of weird people that come to the Reptarium.
That is true.
That is actually super cool. I love the idea of getting married on a day like Halloween. Like
Yeah, because you'll
on-
never forget.
like well, I wasn't necessarily thinking like that, but like just kind of like it's already a great day, right? Like Halloween, like so spooky, so fun.
Yeah.
And like then you get married on top of it. So like
Yeah.
now it's spooky, fun, and
Romantic.
other F
Romantic.
words.
And even more spooky. Yeah. Well,
But,
congratulations.
Yeah, congrats.
Jesse, and
Man,
definitely
so
come see
cool.
us. We'll have a great time.
Are you guys gonna have like a Halloween themed wedding? Like
That's what. Yeah,
I have
that's
to
what they need
imagine
see,
if you're
yeah.
doing
that's
it
gonna
on
be
Halloween,
awesome,
yeah.
Yeah,
man.
like
I gotta
Jason. I
be
wonder
there.
if they'll dress up to get married.
Oh,
that'd
they're
be
gonna dress
dope.
up like the
Like-
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Or
They
the
got, like,
Adams Family. Yeah, either
Yeah, it
one.
could be
There's so
anything.
many
Yeah, there's
possibilities.
so
You
many
literally
possibilities.
could do anything.
It's
yeah.
We should get
Amazing. There's so many
remarried and do
possibilities.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'll be Jason from
Oh.
Friday the 13th.
Who would you be, Mom? If you were a Halloween themed.
I think you should be
Carrie.
Oh no, I hated Carrie. That was a terrible movie.
I know it'd be gross.
That would be gross.
Would you be
I
in the
think you should
locker
be
room,
like
Carrie?
more-
Oh,
you should be
I
like
could be like the
Morticia.
Ring.
You should be no,
Ooh.
Morticia. You should be Morticia from Adam's Family.
Well, you have to be
Okay.
Gomez then.
I could be Gomez.
Oh, that'd be so good,
I'd be
dude.
all right with that. That'd be all right. I could do that. Okay, cool.
Ron says, "Hello, guys. I see Lori is lacking wine this podcast, so here is to Lori's wine fund."
Yes, she's actually
Thank
gotta
you,
drive.
Ron.
She
Yeah.
is driving 2.5 hours as soon as the podcast is over. So she's coffee and water tonight
Coffee.
because we don't want her driving 2.5 hours after drinking a bottle of wine.
Nope.
Probably isn't the way we want
I
it.
got to make it to my
This
destination.
Yeah,
isn't
she's-
the 80s anymore.
Yeah.
We take it serious.
Oof, yeah.
But thank you, Ron.
I was, yeah. Even when I drank, which I never did drink, I really never drank and drove.
I know
Driven.
Drove it.
there's an Uncle Dwayne story they told me about you guys with substances and driving.
Substances may have been.
Yeah. He said drinks.
Would you let me tell it?
Sure.
Supposedly,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I would
Allegedly.
say allegedly.
allegedly, you guys took some tabs of some fun stuff and were driving around.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he said that you guys like crashed into like a garbage can or something like that.
Well, that was almost every Saturday night.
The whole story, all of the story.
Yeah, all the stories start that way with my childhood.
With taking something, driving around
and crashing into something. That was pretty much, that summed up my 16 to 18-year-old life.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's where I got it from.
Yeah. No, it was, there's some bad things. That,
It's okay. When we were kids, you got to learn somehow.
Yeah.
I grew up.
Exactly.
You survived, you grew up, you moved on. Yep.
It's a great thing that, that happened to all of us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people, it's really sad, man. Some old friends of mine, like, I don't even know what the fuck they're doing with their lives anymore. But point is, some people never get out of that phase of our 16-year-old self.
No, it is funny. You're right. I always say it's sad when people feel they peaked in high school. And there's a lot of people that do, they live that high school like, oh, when I was a football player, I was the captain of my team, or I was, whatever, queen of, whatever.
Like homecoming queen.
Yeah, homecoming queen. And I do feel bad for those people that have kind of just never, now they're 45 and that was the best time of their life. And for me, I mean, again, I'm just different. Like that doesn't even feel like I lived back then. It's just a different life.
I know, because really your life didn't start until you met me. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well, that was right around that same time, though. But I just have never been a.
But look at what happened.
I know. Look at how great things.
I guess it's a great thing that I didn't make it to the homecoming king.
You almost did.
I was in the election.
I was
out in the field with my fur coat.
Yes.
Yeah, you
and
were.
I was pimping out
you
there.
were, dude.
And
White suit.
Yeah, I know. I was
White
all
suit,
white,
white
enough.
Never been
fur,
so proud.
$10,000 bling.
I know. And then I was like, and then they were like, Jackson Allen. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, do you see what he's wearing?
I got a fur fucking coat on, bitch.
Bitch, I got a chain on with Jesus on it.
I got $10,000 chain. I got a fur coat.
Hey, look at this. What the hell?
There's no better king around.
Yeah, I'm like, who voted?
Well, what's interesting is that you got onto the court, and so did Jade, and both you guys unfortunately lost.
I got my stash.
I got on court too when I was in high school.
I never did.
You didn't go to school enough to get
Yeah, I
on
didn't go to
court.
school enough to go. They were like, "Who's that Brian
who?
Does
How
he
do you
even
even
come
spell
here?
that?
Who is that guy? I've never. Yeah, I think I saw him out in the parking lot smoking the joint
Right.
earlier today.
Yes, dude.
That was pretty much my childhood.
Man.
Is Brian in first hour? No, but I saw him out back smoking weed.
So I know he's
So
here
technically
today.
he was here.
Well, I needed to be there in the morning for some business. You know what I mean? I had to sell some weed, man.
I had to get my morning customers.
Yeah, that morning customer
You buy,
that was good,
You
man.
buy a 10 bag and a bagel.
It was sad, really. Honestly, that was my high school.
It's okay. It's most people's.
man, I
Great
tell ya.
stories.
Yeah. I used that weed money to buy snakes, though, so that was good.
It all works out.
So there's that.
So there's the inception of BHB
Right.
Reptile.
If you want to know how to start
Yeah. That's
collection.
That's usually the best thing to do. Okay, let's move on.
Keelan says, love your videos. Been watching for around 4 years. Would love to visit the Reptarium someday, hopefully, even though I live in Wales in the UK.
Yeah.
Would love a royal from you to pair with my COS Mojave. What is COS?
Maybe
that.
coral. I don't know.
Okay.
Not sure it's COS is,
Dude,
but
Keelan.
but,
Orange
but
snow.
never.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know. It could be anything.
Shout
but,
out Wales, man. Great football players come out of Wales.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I've been talking about the fact that hopefully everything in the world straightens out, and I do want to do like a family trip to the UK next year.
I love that
I
place.
cannot wait to just start traveling.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not
I love that
mentally ready
place.
for it, but I can't wait till I'm first mentally ready, and second that things open up to the point where we can. South Africa, Heidi sent me a list, ironically enough. South Africa opened up. Now people can travel there, but there was like a bunch of restricted countries. And by the way, the list was ridiculous because it was like 80 countries, but the U.S. was one of them. Like, we're not allowed to go there.
Yeah, because we have like
a high rate. Yeah. So
makes sense.
So,
Keep
but,
us out.
but it's it's
We're
just
getting
a
a
bummer.
taste of our own medicine, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it
That's
is
how I
true.
feel, too. I'm not even kidding. That's how I feel,
No,
too.
that is true. But I think ultimately, though, you can't keep it away. You know what I mean? It's going to eventually. I think the one thing we've taken out of COVID is that no one is going to get away with it. You know, like every place that feels they're safe will eventually get hit. Yeah. And it's almost like it's best to get hit just to get it over with.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what is all this closing down? Just open, let it run through, and let it be done.
Hey, listen, we're not fucking doctors, but
no, we're not.
What's that one country? Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just like.
Yeah, they're just like, no, it's cool.
We're good.
We're good. What they did was they actually protected their elderly, which is, of course, what we should do. But we did a terrible job of that, too, to be totally honest with you. Yeah. Coming from a person that has a mom that is in that category, you know, the way we tried to protect that was horrible. But that's a whole nother story in itself. But yeah, that's what Sweden did. They basically said, hey, everyone else can run their life. Be smart. Social distance when you can. Be smart and live your life. And they had a pretty decent spike. And then it kind of went away, and they saw that you know, and that's the argument, and no one really knows. And I'm not getting into a political debate about this, but you know, herd immunity is typically about 65%. But there's some argument about like Sweden, where maybe the herd immunity hit at about 30 to 35%. There was what they feel, because eventually the virus won't spread as vigorously once you gain immunity. A community gains immunity, or not immunity, more antibodies. So it's less easy to spread, and then when it does spread, it's less severe because you have some antibodies. So the point is that I agree that, you know, it's a very touchy subject, and we won't get much into it, but it's It's hard for me to believe that this is going to go on as long as it's going to go on for.
I got a story for you.
Go ahead.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I almost got robbed at gunpoint one time. Do you guys know about this?
I don't know about this, no.
Oh, my God. It was one of the scariest things ever, okay? So I'm in the mall, or I'm out in the mall parking lot, sitting in a car with my friend, right?
I remember this.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you knew it.
So we're sitting there. And truth be told, we're hotboxing. All right, we're hotboxing the VIP. All of a sudden, we hear a little commotion to our right. It's a little distance away, just like a little scream or whatever. Yeah. We're like, that's nothing. Somebody probably dropped their kid, right? That's all good.
No big deal.
So we're continuing doing our thing, blah blah blah, and then we see these two guys run up to the car that's like right diagonal in front of us. And bust out the window and jog it and just like tries taking stuff out of it. Wow. And then there's more guys coming, and you can tell it's like a squad. And they're just going car to car. They got guns. They're hitting up, blah, blah, blah. Dude, me and my friends that are in the car, the one friend that was driving and the only friend that had a license was outside of the car, gone. Right? Sheesh. So we're in the back seat. We're like, what the fuck? Dude, we don't know how to drive this. This is a stick shift. We're fucking getting robbed, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Good news is they couldn't see with all the smoke.
Yeah, exactly. So fucking
so true.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Better toko more.
Smoke enough, I'll be invisible.
Dude, fucking my friend Sam. He just takes the judgment call. He's like, fuck it, I played enough Forza. I bet I can figure this thing out. He jumps into the driver's seat. He just starts it up and goes, right? Wow. My friend, Al, I shouldn't even say his name. Al. I'll just call him Al. He sees us driving his car away. He's like, what the fuck? He starts spam calling us, right? He's like, where are you guys going with my car? Where are you guys going with my car? Like, yo, we almost got robbed at gunpoint.
So we left you behind.
Yeah, to get robbed at
gunpoint. We're high as hell, underage, driving this stick shift Camaro around the mall. We're like, oh my God.
And this story just makes us look like terrible parents. By the way, it's like you guys failed miserably.
Nah, dude, no matter how good a parents you are, it'll happen.
It's no different than the stories we had when we were teenagers, like, you know what I mean? That's what teenagers do. They go out with their friends and do stupid stuff.
Hell yeah.
Not good teenagers. Not good teenagers.
But fun teenagers.
I'm like not a fucking gangster or anything like that. So like being that close to like around 6 people with guns that are about to like that are robbing
scary
people.
If you're sitting witnessing it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, man, that was scary. That was scary stuff.
Being of altered senses probably made it even more scary.
Oh my God, for sure, dude.
Being of altered senses, Lord knows it probably didn't even happen.
Right. These are people just literally getting into their car.
Yeah, they're just like, they dropped their keys and were like, fuck.
It must have been a gun. It was a gun.
Go.
I've had those paranoid trips in the past, you know. Yeah.
Been there,
Oh my
that.
God. Oh, I wish you could rewind back to see.
Yeah, to see
if
what the
you
truth
thought
is, yeah.
happened. Yeah,
So
really
Actually
was.
happened.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I believe it.
Oh my
I
gosh.
still see it.
Oh, no doubt you do.
Knees is in the house.
Heavenly Knees says, "Hey guys, just sending some love. Be safe getting to Florida, Lori."
Oh, thank you,
Hey,
Knees. I
thank you,
appreciate it.
Heavenly.
Yeah, it's going to be. I'm more not just concerned about Lori. I'm more concerned about us. It's like she's going to get to Florida just fine.
Yeah.
The question is, when she comes back, will the place be here still?
Hey,
We're hoping.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna
hoping
take
we're going to get
over.
through it.
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
we're going to be good. We'll be good.
I got her DNA. I'll run the ship.
She deserves a break.
Hell yeah.
She deserves a break, and it'll be a fun time for her.
Indeed.
Josh says no one needs to watch Bert Kreischer before skydiving, specifically his skydiving experience with Rachel Ray.
Oh, with Rachel
It's
Ray.
got to be hysterical.
Interesting.
Bert's the best.
Yeah, Bert's great. I met him, of course. I told the
did?
story before. You know that.
Yeah, I know that. You have to know that.
You know,
Where'd you meet
I
him?
met him at United Talent Agency, my management
Oh,
company,
yeah.
in the parking lot. He was going in for a meeting as I was coming out, and I go, Bert, and he's like, fucking nicest guy you'll ever meet. I mean, he
bet.
stood there. We talked for like 10 minutes. He followed
is
me
he?
on Twitter. You know, he still follows me on
comedian.
Twitter. We've
Okay.
we messaged a few
Shirtless
times.
fat
He's
guy.
like super nice
Shirtless
dude, man.
fat guy. Okay.
That's
I
a
mean, like
fair way to-
legitimately like, one of the nicest human beings I've ever
I
met.
guess you're right.
Yeah, it's shirtless fat guy. Yeah, I mean, there's
Yes,
not really
you're
much
right,
else to
you're
it. That's his brand.
Yeah, that's literally what he branded himself as.
But no, he's just a super nice dude, man. I mean, again, I only met him for 10
yeah.
minutes, but I mean, for him to just, you know, random dude in a parking lot just spend 10 minutes talking with me was pretty awesome, you
Yeah.
know, and
You know he would do it for anybody.
I try
Yeah.
to do that to fans too.
didn't Bert get COVID because they went out and like him,
Brendan
I don't
Schaub.
know.
Oh, it's
did.
Brendan Schaub, not Bert?
And yeah, not Bert. I think Brendan Schaub and Theo might have got it, possibly.
yeah, like because they
Man.
were out there hugging on people
Yeah,
and
kissing.
Yeah.
kissing them.
Well,
It was
kissing
funny because
babies.
just like everyone, they were talking shit about it. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
like,
time,
yeah.
like, oh man, this shit ain't even real. And then then Brendan
Well, that's the
gets it.
thing. That's what I don't ever want anyone to think when we poo-poo, you know,
Poo-poo
COVID,
Coco.
that we think it's not true because it is true. I mean,
Right.
I think it's
obviously,
It's just our
it is true.
reaction
It's
to
just
it
that,
that
yeah.
we're
It's just that
poo-pooed
should
on.
we, you know, have shut the world down, and some people think we should still shut down. I told Jay today that I talked with one of my YouTube managers that said that Google has put a thing out saying that their employees won't go back to work till June
So
of
crazy.
next year. June. They are not going to go
Just
back
so
to
far
work until
ahead, dude. It
June.
was just
this
June.
is the thing, though, okay? Because, and again, I
We
don't
shouldn't
want to
talk
get
about it too long.
I don't
No,
want to
no,
get
no,
into
no,
all
no.
this, but I think sometimes businesses are making these decisions based on what's best for them as well, while under the guise of the safety. Because for a lot of these big businesses, it's cheaper and better for them to run remotely than to have the people come in.
Yeah, it's certainly
And a lot
possible.
of them are changing that because of it. So, like, I don't know.
It's
That's just my
possible,
take.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree, but it's just, but I mean, I don't know.
Crazy one.
Yeah.
But Patrick Savage says, where can I find a ring python, Brian?
My gosh, that is a great question.
Probably from someone who breeds them.
Yeah, I think there's a guy named Tom Reagan down in Texas. I believe he breeds them. There's not a lot of people.
I feel like you're seeing more and more now.
You do see more and more of them now, but they are
Google
still
it.
pretty rare. You know,
That's
you
what
don't
I
see
do.
them very often.
Answer.
I mean, we bred them for years. I mean, it was so crazy because back when we bred ring pythons, and yeah, pull up a ring python. The adults are not very beautiful. I still like them, but babies
Whoa.
are
Yeah,
spectacular.
that's a baby, and then
Yeah,
the
you can
guy
see
is
the-
holding the adult.
Yeah, you
That's
can
what
see
they
the
turn
difference
into.
of what they
okay,
turn into.
okay.
The
Almost
orange
like
turns
anaconda
the orange
colors.
turns brown.
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean,
But they're
still
gorgeous
they're
orange
still,
as
yeah,
babies.
as babies, they're like Halloween snakes, and we bred them for a long,
Oh,
long
yeah.
time. And the thing that's funny is when we got rid of ours, they were like $75
Oh yeah,
a piece.
I mean, if that.
yeah, people didn't even want them, you know,
Giving
and-
them away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now they're like $1,000, $1,500
That's what
a
I was
piece.
gonna
yeah.
say. Yeah, that's
That's great. I wanted to
Everything goes the
get
cycle.
back into them, to be honest.
Of course
with
you did.
Yeah, I
pretty
wanted
cool.
to get back into them.
They look cool. They're pretty.
Yeah, they are. They're beautiful snakes, man, and they're really cool. I mean, they're a little bit hyper. they're a little bitey. But
They're
they are
little
cool. They are cool.
babies.
So good luck with finding them. They're not easy, but this time of year you probably will not find them. But if you start looking in March or April, usually April, May is when they start hatching, and you'll find there's a handful of people still producing, and you can find them if you're willing to spend the money on them for sure.
Sweet. Bunk Pitch says, LOL, hey, Jeve here.
Hey, Jeve.
I know I've
Jeve.
seen the monster I created with the whole Bruce feet pick thing. LMAO.
Oh,
Bruce feet pick?
Are you the one, dude?
that started it?
Well,
Oh my gosh.
if you guys didn't
What are you
know,
talking
send
about?
feet pics
Oh,
Yeah,
send
people
what?
didn't know.
To-
Send
at Scales
feet
and
pics
Things.
to at Scales and Things.
on
Oh,
Instagram.
at what? Feet pics to what?
At Scales and Things on Instagram.
Oh, at Scales and Things.
Yeah, at Scales and Things.
Feet pics at Scales and Things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know
more-
what you were talking
We should
about.
probably. I tell you what, if you send your feet pics to at Scales and Things,
Yeah.
we'll pick the best foot pic.
Oh, yes, yes.
And we'll put it on the podcast next
Put it on
week.
the podcast.
There we go. There we go.
So everybody, I mean, the uglier the foot, the better.
The better. Yeah, because what are we weighing best foot as? Is it like
Well, I think like the most like
I think
grotesque?
I think it's subjective though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
why don't
I'm
we
going
do one
gross.
of each? Why don't we do one of each? We'll do like the grossest foot,
Oof.
and then we'll do the most
The
beautiful
sexiest.
foot.
Okay.
I mean, although I don't think any feet
Yeah,
are
I was just gonna
sexy,
say,
but
yeah.
But there could
sure
definitely
there's
be a
some-
more dainty foot than
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
club
Sexy
like mine,
foot,
you know?
man, walking around Miami Beach, you might catch a sexy foot.
If you're walking around Miami Beach, you ain't looking at feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't wear shirts
I mean,
there.
the
Some
feet-
people.
people
the
are.
feet are in the sand. You ain't
Yeah,
looking
you're
at
right,
the feet.
Brian.
No, but some people are.
Some people
Seriously,
are.
some people are. They're
That's
like
what
looking
always
past the
blows me
fake
away.
boobs, and they're just like looking at the feet.
Damn.
Like,
Look at
damn,
that.
girl, look at them sandals. What
I
them
mean,
sandals
I've
do?
never gotten that fetish, but I there are people that are.
But isn't
into
that
it.
weird though that there's
And
people?
I know Scales and Things is.
Yeah. There's people
Yeah.
that their fetish like they're able to
Indeed.
see all the time. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Think
no,
about that.
I was.
Well, think about-
yeah.
Think about like back in the day. Remember? Well, you guys wouldn't remember, nor would I, because I was not that old.
Back in the
I'm not that
day,
old.
tell
But
us,
remember,
Grandpa.
like when knees, like
Yeah.
heavenly knees, started to just getting shown, and people were
Holy
like, "Oh my
shit.
god!"
Oh
did you
yeah,
see
when
that
women's
knee?
the dresses went up to the
see
neck,
that
long
knee
sleeve.
on that chick?
Ooh, that knee, baby.
when women started like showing their knees and stuff, guys would have to go home early to change their pants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
They'd be
yeah.
like, I soiled my pants.
Yeah, they'd
I
be
have
like,
to go
they'd be like,
change."
I
yeah,
Steve-O'd these suckers.
and those chicks with the knees, they
Yeah.
were labeled
They were
whores.
scandalous.
whores.
yes.
They were whores because they
Floppers.
were
Their
showing a knee
kneecap.
off.
Just a little kneecap.
Think about look
nightcap.
look at progress.
Yeah, I know. I know. Now you don't even
you're
have to
like,
wear
"Please
clothes.
Put some clothes on, people.
I know.
And,
Yeah.
and
Cover it up.
nowadays, like, yeah, exactly. These it's very common for women to have these form-fitting yoga pants on.
Yes.
Yeah, the
where you
yoga
see
pants
every
are very
crease
cool.
and crevice. Like, dude, imagine throwing a woman with a pair of yoga pants into the Wild Wild West.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Well, she would
Man.
be raped a lot.
yeah, for
Yeah.
Because
sure.
back then that was
That's
just
what
what happened.
happened.
You know what I mean? I'm not even kidding. I'm
No,
sure that's
no.
how that whole
You're
thing
100%
went
right.
down, right?
I wouldn't know.
I mean, I don't know.
not
Watch
a
enough
cowboy.
cowboy movies.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of raping going on.
yeah, they are a little rapey.
Depending on the ones you
They're
watch.
rapey
I
back
watched.
then.
No, you're right. I watched this one called Godless. This Netflix show called.
They always had the
Godless.
whorehouses in the cowboy
Yeah, the
movies.
brothels.
The brothels.
And they
The
came
brothels.
through and-
upstairs the bar, man.
Yeah, they killed everyone and stole all the women.
I went to the OK Corral.
What's
Yeah.
that? What's that?
The OK Corral.
Back in the
that's
day,
No, it's still there.
What
It's
is
still
that?
there. It's like an old west town, it's a famous old west town called Ocala Corral, and it's where like literally out west.
is it a ghost town?
It's
or
not.
no?
Well, it's a tourist town.
Tourist,
Now it's a
okay.
tourist town, but it's still the same city that was there back in the
Gotcha.
old west that they
That's
used to,
cool.
same
Yeah.
saloons and stuff like that. Obviously now made for tourists.
When
and
my
stuff.
dad lived in New Mexico. We went to a couple ghost towns, so they
Yeah.
were just the
Yeah.
old towns, but
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
not just broken down. But
can-
that was pretty crazy.
That's awesome.
You can buy those.
Really?
Buy your
I-
own town, yeah.
Ghost town, like
Yeah.
so.
Can you punch that
only
up? Ghost
reason-
towns for sale. I want to see this.
The
shit.
only reason why I know this is because in my YouTube recommended the other day, literally somebody posted what it's like living in a ghost town for 6 months.
Wow.
So somebody
no, thank you.
like they
Is there
bought
some
it
for sale?
and
Buy
Okay,
for
right-
sale
right
right
now.
now.
Right now.
I know that
70 grand. Let's build a Reptarium town.
How
dude.
much was it?
a Reptitown
A Reptitown. I saw 70,000.
around
somewhere.
150,000 I saw up there. Dude, I mean
I got
even
it.
that's like manageable.
70,
You
gra-
get a-
70 grand in California.
Like dude, you get a whole
Man.
town for that? Like
Dude, let's do this, man.
And then also other YouTubers,
That's crazy.
TFIL. Anyways, it's something like that. If you type something like that, you'll see. They
Q.
no,
I
the
can
letters
do it
I
too.
had, the letters I had were legit.
Yeah.
But they just bought a town too, and
Really?
like they're having like 10 or some YouTubers live in this town, and they're
gosh,
doing like this challenge. Like
that's actually pretty good.
it was
idea.
like 10 YouTubers, no laws, or something like that.
Whoa.
Well, that's what
There's
going to
be some raping going on.
Yeah.
I know.
There's
Raping, killing, pillaging, all that.
That's all going down.
Purging.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The purge.
well,
Yeah.
Think
Remember
twice before you go there.
when Noah used to be like scared of the purge, like it was really going to happen?
Oh, that's so funny.
Remember,
I
because
never
there used
thought
to
of
be
that.
these fake things like tonight is actually going to be a purge in Detroit. They're doing it tonight, but it was not true.
Even scarier than that, which is around the same time, is the killer clowns that were out.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah. Oh my
that was
God, that
pretty
was
effed
crazy,
up. Yes,
yeah.
I do.
It was right before last election,
Dude,
if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, it was like
Hopefully they come back.
It was fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, maybe they'll run for president.
Yeah, they probably win.
I'd vote for
I
them.
already got 2 killer clowns
Have
up
you
there.
ever seen like the videos of like, so obviously people dressed up as clowns to like joke around. They're like,
Right,
oh
yeah.
wow, this is so funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. But then they go out and then they get their shit
Yeah, they get
kicked
killed.
in
Yeah, exactly.
because
Yeah, because people think that
they're
they're going to get they're going to get killed. There's something I've never been afraid of clowns, but obviously there is a large
I have.
portion of people that are very fearful of clowns. I don't know why. I've always thought they were nice.
I'll tell you why. Because so mom took me to a circus one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So what's wrong with circus?
This is what's wrong with the circus. I'm a little kid, very small. I'm already a small human, smaller kid. There's these big fat men that I can tell you're a big fat man. Like, you're not a clown to my eyes. Maybe some kids can't see through it. But to
Right.
me, you're just a creepy guy wearing makeup trying to touch kids.
Well,
Like,
they're not touching kids. They're trying
No,
to make a
they're-
living. They're trying
well,
to make a living.
I
Santa
guess-
Claus does
see,
that.
Not to
and
me.
that's- Yeah.
Ooh.
So I guess
Santa Claus is a
You
big
got-
fat
you
man
got a
that
little-
touches
yeah.
kids.
Kids? Yeah.
I know, and I still can't even get behind that.
he never did. I don't have
That's what
one
I was-
picture of him on Santa's lap
I'm
because
not-
he never
He
would
called
go.
it out.
He
I'm not making
cried
this shit
and
up,
screamed.
man. I
Not
saw
the
past-
Easter Bunny. He would never take pictures with any of those.
Because I seen past the smoke and mirrors.
At
I was like,
very
that's a
young
human.
age, at a very young
He knew that Santa, right as soon as he got off that throne, was going and hitting some bourbon and
Yeah, I can-
smoking
So
a little
true.
bit of hooky
That is
Very
very
true.
true. Actually, that does make more sense now. I was so upset.
Santa, why
I
do you
could not
smell
get
like
one
bourbon?
picture of
Bourbon
you
and
with
reefer.
Santa, the Easter
Santa,
Bunny,
you smell like my
nothing.
grandpa.
It's supposed to smell like a reef, not reefer.
Yeah.
But I remember, like you,
He
for
must
us
have got
going to the
skunked.
Yeah.
circus was a lot of fun.
I love
and like I
circus.
love the clowns.
Okay.
And back in the day, like you'd get the book like when you came in, and then you'd run around and you'd get the
Oh, yeah, all the
autographs of
autographs.
all
Yeah,
the
the
clowns.
clowns,
So like
yeah.
we
I
would
did that
search
too.
them
I didn't
out.
have
Yeah.
that.
Well, no,
Yeah.
because that's when we were young. They don't do that.
Maybe if they did
do.
that, I would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah, it was cool.
But
I don't know.
I like the circus. I remember we went and this is a very strange memory, but we sat down, right? And I was like, oh, wow, this is kind of cool. And then somebody came through the door, and it was Gabriella. It was an old friend of mine that used to go to my school. And I was like, Gabby, we're at the circus.
We're at the circus.
And we just like, I don't know. It was just a fun
Did you ever
time. It
hear?
was fun,
Did
though.
you ever hear the your uncle story with me at the circus?
No, please
So
don't.
so your uncle Lee, God rest his soul. He was about what 4 or 5.
Yeah, he was young. We were
5.
we were
And so
still
get this. So
dating, yeah.
we go to the circus, and
Yeah.
he's all you
With
know. I love
Grammy,
yeah.
him and
Yep,
Elena.
all that stuff. And I go to get him some popcorn, and I lose him.
No.
I
Oh, yeah.
lose him at the circus.
Yeah.
Gone.
This-
So I have to go back to his mom,
To Grammy.
my now mother-in-law, and say, I lost your child.
I don't know where your son is.
He's gone. There's 10,000 people in there, and he's gone. And so literally,
Dude.
we had to go. Thankfully, he ran up to a security person, and they had him, and we found the security, and we got
But
the
this
kid
is
back.
what he would do. Like
Yeah,
it
he would
wasn't
just
like he'd
bolt.
run
Yeah.
away. He'd be like, see something cool. He was one of those kids like, oh, look at suckers. And he was just gone. Like,
Yeah, and there was a bunch of people, so he like weaved through people, and I couldn't get through, and then he was just gone. And I was looking and looking, and I'm finally like, wow, I just got to go back and tell him I lost him.
Dude, Oakland Mall 2005. I am at the mall with Jade and my mom. All right. I'm holding mom's hand. I look away for a second, and then I just reach over and I grab another hand, right?
Nice.
And I'm walking. I'm walking for a few steps, right? And this woman says, "Sweetie, who are you?"
Oh, yes.
And I look up, I'm like, what the heck? You're not my mom.
Yeah,
and then
Mom.
I look to just behind me. All I had to do was look behind me. Jade and Mom are dying laughing.
Oh my god, idiot, dumb kid.
And I just
That
run
happened.
back to them. And I'm like,
That happened at the Reptarium. This was a couple months ago or so, but there was a cute little girl, and she must have just like lost track of who her,
Yeah.
and she like hugs my leg. You know what I mean?
I
And I'm
remember you
like,
telling
yeah,
us,
and I'm
yeah.
like really like uncomfortable. Like, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
And she looks up and she like has that shock look
Yeah.
on her face, like, oh, that's not my dad. Oopsie. And
she'll
yeah.
remember that 20 years later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had a few kids over the years do that to me too. Like you said, grab my hand or grab my leg, same thing, and it'll be a minute, and then they'll look up terrified.
Do you know that I had this reoccurring? This is I don't know why I'm telling you this. It's a horrible story.
It's a perfect
But
way
I
to
had
start.
this horrible like reoccurring dream that like through my whole childhood that I was in Kmart naked in the middle of the
clothes rack. Yeah.
Yeah, like and I didn't know what to do.
I feel like I've had that dream
you
too.
couldn't get out of the
Have you had
clothes
that dream?
I
rack.
feel like I have, dude. I'm not even
Maybe
kidding.
everyone
No,
everyone has
I've
that
never
dream.
had
No,
Maybe
but I
that
feel like
dream-
I've actually had that.
I haven't had the dream. I've had the
Experience.
Really? You got naked and in the clothes rack.
Wow. Okay.
No, but I remember. Oh my god! I remember one time I was in Kmart with Mom, and yeah, we were shopping and at the clearance and stuff, and they have all the buy one get one, blah
Yeah.
blah blah, the circle, and I sneak away for a second, and I go into the rack, right?
Mhm.
And I'm not supposed to do that, obviously.
Right.
Mom clearly sees my feet. Okay, like she knows I'm there.
She's like,
So
I always knew where you guys
yeah,
were.
exactly. So she's just like strolling by the rack, right? And she's just like picking out through shit, and she's acting like she doesn't see me. I'm like, I'm gonna scare her, right? And she just like grabs me, and she's like, "Don't do that shit again! Don't do that!" And come
smacks
back
you,
here.
beats you in the middle of the store.
Grabs me out, man.
Yeah. No, but I don't know why. It stopped happening once I was like 18. I stopped.
Now you're gonna have that dream tonight.
Yeah.
Naked
Oh
in Kmart.
no! I'm
No, it wasn't
stuck.
18. It was literally only when I was like 5 and 6 years old.
wonder
And why I
why
would
that
ever?
is.
Yeah, I don't know why I would thought I was supposed to be naked in Kmart.
It was an
Yeah.
irrational fear. Why do
was
they?
irrational
Can
fear.
I ask you a question?
I'm full of those.
Why do they tell musicians and people who perform on stage to, if you're nervous, picture
the audience,
audience naked? I don't.
I've never done that.
I don't know why that would make you feel more comfortable. I feel like that would be more uncomfortable. Why are
Yeah.
all these people naked?
I kind of thought the same way, but like it's just
Like
a
you should be
thing.
embarrassed for them, maybe.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I've
kind of the
always
idea,
done because
yeah.
I've talked in front of a lot of people. Obviously,
What do you
you
do?
know, and I don't get nervous. Well, now I may get nervous just where the state of mind I'm in now, but hopefully soon I won't get nervous again. But I would always just like pick out 2 or 3 people in the audience and look at them.
Talk to them.
Yeah, so
directly.
like pretend
Gotcha.
like there's no one else out there and make eye contact with the first people in the first row or something like that. And then you can pretty much just ignore the rest of the people. And then if you're doing a Q&A or something like that, when someone asks, then you just focus on them, you know, and just so it's just like a one-on-one conversation really.
Interesting.
You know?
Yeah.
Because when you start looking at the whole scene. Now, as I got more comfortable talking in front of more people, then I would actually like looking out and seeing everybody because it was a kind of an empowering feeling, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm the center of attention of all these people. You know, it was kind of a good thing. But I remember the first people I ever talked in front of was the Toledo Herp Society. You remember that, Lori? And there was 10 people, and I legitimately, when they started to announce me coming up, they're like, and Brian Barczyk, I almost ran out of the room. I almost literally was like, I got to get the hell out of here. I can't do this. It was 10 people.
Yeah.
It was 10 people. And then I did talk. I finally got up, and in the first probably 5 minutes I was stuttering and stammering, and then I got comfortable, and then it was really good, you know. But it was weird that all those years later I became really comfortable with talking.
It was
in front
like
of
every
people.
time you did it, it was better and easier, which
Yeah.
makes sense.
And it got to
but
the point
yeah.
where, I mean, obviously when you're a little anxious like I am now, everything is amplified, and you don't want to put yourself into too uncomfortable positions. But at the end, I still like look forward to it. It was
Right.
like when it was like, oh, I'm up next. Awesome. Let's go. It's
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
be great,
getting all pumped.
But and I know I'll get there again, eventually
can't
when
wait.
people can gather in more than 4 people at a time.
No, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
You can go to Florida and do that now.
I've thought
It's the promised land.
it's not even
promised
just
land.
it's not even just Florida. Like there's
Yeah.
other states around
Yeah.
where like comedy clubs are open and stuff,
Yeah.
and like they're just a little too far. Like they're like New York and shit. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, fuck. I want to do comedy, but do I want to drive 9 hours?
Well, that's the thing that I
Like,
think that people,
I don't know.
Like
I do.
where you're going with your vlogs and stuff like that. We've talked about it before, and
Time to bore mom.
no, it's just that you're obviously, what people have to understand is, number one, you're telling a story, but you're also kind of including your comedic.
I'm trying to.
Your
There's some very
style
weird
of
stories coming out.
Yeah, there's
Watched your last one.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate the pissing on the toilet seat either.
Was that really piss or was that a bottle?
That was-
It's a bottle of water.
No, that was piss.
Yeah, I showed your mom that, and I was like, "Holy cow, man!"
No,
that
that
was-
So I
wasn't-
will punch you in the face now.
That wasn't
because
really-
that was my note.
I didn't think it was piss, but
Damn, not all the people. That
but I
was
mean,
really
obviously,
piss.
that's what people have to understand. Is
He's
that
well
it's-
hydrated, piss.
Yeah. But that's your shtick, and it's not just like, I mean, like my vlog is more about like, reality type of thing, but you're creating your comedy, through your vlogs.
Yeah, so exactly, like, without sounding too like weird, like, yeah, I can't. I'm trying to, make jokes. I'm trying to be funny. I'm like, trying to test out material
Yeah.
in a way, like through YouTube videos, like, because I can't go on stage right now,
Right.
but I can still upload.
Yeah.
So like, I can still test out little.
Yeah.
See what hits. See what.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that, and I think all comedians have a sliver of who they are. But like when we met Theo Von, he was obviously not the Theo Von on stage. You know what I mean? He's similar. He's got the similar personality, but there's a performer and then there's a real person.
Much
so it's not
like that other guy too. What was it, Chris?
D'Elia.
D'Elia.
Oh, Chris D'Elia, yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
We
he was.
can't talk.
Yeah, he was a little bit socially awkward, yeah.
He was
off
very
stage,
different.
If I'm being honest, though, we did put him in a weird position.
Yeah.
Because of this. Hear me
Right.
out.
Okay, tell me.
I kind of can relate to him though, because we are random people.
Yeah, right.
He wasn't doing meetups.
Right,
He
right.
was just chilling backstage.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
That guy just brings us back.
Yeah, this guy, and he's like, "Hey, these were Theo Von knows these guys," and then he was just kind of like, "So what does that mean? Like,
Yeah.
who are you?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I
it was
kinda
a little
get it.
bit easier because Theo Von knew who we were.
Yeah,
you
right,
know?
right,
So,
right,
like
right.
when we met Theo, it was like
Yeah.
not like just we're random like fans.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
could have been
so-
it, I guess.
I agree.
Yeah, it could
So
be.
I don't.
But he still was a little bit weird. He was very just as, and I know Chris D'Elia has been in some issues lately, anyways. But he was nice to us, though. He was awkward,
was.
but he
Oh,
was
yeah,
very
he was-
nice and very accommodating, and
Yeah.
and wasn't like a jerk,
Not at all.
yeah.
Yeah,
and
so-
man,
and I thought he was a funny dude, man. I mean,
Chris
I
is
don't,
ridiculous.
it's fucking
yeah,
hilarious.
he's a funny dude.
Miss
I like
him,
him
man.
a lot.
Yeah,
He'll
man,
be
his
back.
one joke about the fucking baby.
Wait,
What was he had a joke where he was. What did he do to the baby?
Oh yeah, and then he said something about like it not being true, but then we got mad at him for being like or something like.
What did he do to the baby? He screamed at it. Oh no, he growled at it.
Yeah.
When I see a baby, that's what I like to do. I like to
Yeah,
growl.
I did something similar the other day. Not,
Oh
and-
boy.
And
Did
why?
you do it to Katori Lee or
No, no.
It's Mug. What's his name? Or her name?
Mimi Gwitz.
Mimi
Mimi
Gwitz.
Gwans.
That's our
Mimi
niece.
Gwans.
Our niece's
Mimi
name is
Gwans.
Mimi Gwans.
Mimi Gwans.
Our niece's name Mimi Gwans.
Which means protective butterfly.
Protected butterfly
Means
in
butterfly.
Just butterfly.
in Odawa, Chippewa.
Chippewa, yeah.
So
So what I did similarly was, so I'm sitting at a stoplight, a stoplight that is turning left. It's turning left stoplight. Okay. So I'm seeing oncoming traffic come by my left. Vroom, vroom, vroom. This one fucking guy is literally just texting, right?
Yeah.
He's got his window down, so I see him coming. So I stick my head out the window. I said, "Wake up!" He's like, "Whoa, whoa!"
Yeah.
And he goes by, and it just felt so good to yell at somebody.
Yeah.
sometimes you just gotta yell at somebody.
Yeah, fuck.
yeah.
It happens.
That's all the whole story, but
Okay,
No,
I thought you were yelling at a baby.
I know. I thought it was
okay.
baby. Do we have some super chats to catch up on real quick?
No,
Josh
baby.
says it looks
baby.
like October 24th is when I can get the ice if you guys want to have some fun and play some hockey still.
Yes.
And Brian's toe is good.
It is our anniversary that day.
I'm down.
Just so we know.
I'm sweating.
So I might be in a little bit of a pickle. But maybe reach
We'll
out.
discuss.
Maybe Lori would love to go to the ice rink for our anniversary.
Yeah.
It depends on
Watch
what
a
time.
fight.
Listen, dude, it depends on what time. Obviously, in the evening, I will be spending time with Lori.
Yeah.
But if it's in the morning, we could do it
you
maybe.
guys don't have morning plans on your
Yeah, we don't have
anniversary.
morning plans. But we'll see what happens.
Jesse, the James came back and says more of a gothic theme. Black and purple. Thanks for the congrats. Come on down. No,
the
we
wedding.
have alleged substances. Y'all are awesome.
Hey,
Alleged.
That's
I like
what's
it.
up, man.
Allegedly.
That's actually cool, though. That's really cool.
Where-
That's Jesse and
Jess-
James. That's awesome.
Jesse-
Remember when Jesse James was like all the big thing? You know, I mean the Sandra Bullock.
Yes.
Jesse James, not the original.
California, yeah.
You know, Jesse James. He had like Monster House. Was it Monster House or Monster Garage? It was Monster
Monster
Garage.
Garage.
Yeah, Monster House was a different guy. He had Monster Garage, and then he had West Coast Customs, and yeah, that was he had some. Speaking of West Coast Customs, my guy down in Ohio is doing my bike. And did you see the pictures, by the way, of the gas tank? Oh my gosh, this is so dope, man.
I think you
Wait,
just seen him. You
It's
just got him, right?
It has paint.
But Jesse James, I will
Here,
come to
take
your
a-
wedding,
Take a look at that.
and I will
Yeah,
enjoy your
start
substances.
So yeah, that's so I'm getting my bike redone.
wow.
Well, I'm getting both my bikes redone,
Does it
but
look
this one,
sick?
oh my
It's-
gosh, it
it-
looks so good. It's chameleon paint.
Show the
Just
camera.
absolutely. I don't
Oh.
think you can show the
I mean,
camera.
I don't know what camera to point
Yeah,
at.
so it's the kind of paint that is
good.
like
You're
when you look at it, turns from purple to green to blue to. I mean, it's ridiculous.
if you played Halo, it's like the Ghost.
Yeah.
It's like the vehicle Ghost.
Yeah, so it's just going to be dope. So that comes back. But I always, it was funny because who was I talking to just yesterday? And they said something like, "Oh, I didn't think you were," they said, "I pictured you as kind of a bike guy," and I was like, "No, I'm not really a bike guy." They said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah, I have a couple bikes, but I don't ever ride them." It's
Yeah.
like. You know, I just
I'm the kind of guy
I
that likes to fill my garage with.
yeah, I'm
With
the kind of guy
bikes.
that likes
I
to
like
own
having
a bike.
bikes,
I
yeah.
like to own a bike, and I like to look at it because it's very
You
pretty.
carry
but
the
I'm
helmet
not really
around,
so
maybe?
much into
Not
yeah.
so much ride.
Not so much. The riding part isn't that good.
Right? Honestly, the riding part kind of scares me just because it's very hard to see a biker,
Right.
especially in the truck like mine. Like,
Yeah.
you're
Well, that's the one good
in my
news.
blind spot.
That's the one good news about mine is my bike is so loud that you'll hear me.
Hear
you
me
may not
coming.
you may not see me, but you're gonna hear me.
That's a famous saying for Harley riders.
Yeah, is that what they say?
Something along those lines. Yeah, like if they so you want to like straight pipe your shit so that
Yeah,
they'll
they
hear
hear
you
you,
at
yeah.
least.
All I know is that when I used to ride, which has been a couple years, you know, I used to set alarms off when I went down the street. Yeah.
Are you for real?
Yeah, alarms
Dude,
would literally
your bike's
go off.
loud.
It's loud, yeah.
It's a
But
very
it's a
loud.
good loud. It's not like a bad loud. It's
No,
a
no, no.
beautiful sound. It's a really good. So I'm excited to get it back. Sounds like it might be back as early as next weekend.
So expect a
it's-
vlog with
I told you.
Brian riding in on the bike.
Yeah, you're
dude.
definitely going to see some vlog of me, like, you know,
gotta
riding
do
the
it.
bike, you
Yeah.
know, and
It's
some
gonna be
drone shots.
awesome.
And
Grow,
I hope
grow
you-
a helmet.
Yeah.
no, I don't need a helmet. No helmet loss.
No,
so I'm not
please
gonna,
wear
Please
a
wear a
Gonna wear
fucking
one.
helmet.
Please
Nah,
wear a
I'm
helmet.
not going to wear a helmet.
Yes, if
It's
you
for pussies.
if
Are
you're
you
fucking
kidding
melon
me
will
right
break.
now? The guy that worries about everything and he's not gonna.
He's
wear
like,
the
fuck a
helmet.
helmet
Wear a
going
helmet.
80 with craters in the
Wear a
ground
helmet.
Oh
in
well,
Michigan.
it's Brian. He ain't going 80.
Yeah. I'm
he's
no,
Dude, I thought
Funny,
about
but-
you when I was on the way up to the UP. I was thinking about you because I was accidentally going 100 miles an hour,
Oh,
and I was
accidentally.
like, as soon as it hit, I was like, damn.
No,
that's
when
so
I
funny.
say you're going to get like bike shots of me, you're going to get me going down the side street 25 miles an hour. Yeah. I'm not going to be out of second gear, guys. I mean, come on, I'm going to be going 25. You know, that's what I said. I cannot remember who I was talking to about this, but I was talking to Chrissy in Broadway
Broad
from the
show.
radio,
Broadway.
and Chrissy is the one that said, "Oh yeah, I could see you as a bike guy," and I'm like, "No, not really. You know, I'm not a bike guy at all." And
You don't see me at all.
I'm the type of guy that like gets on my bike and goes to the store and then goes home. And when you say, "Hey, let's go an hour away," I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take my car. I'll take the car on that one."
I've never drove myself, so
Which is a shame because it's a beautiful bike and I should ride it, but I don't feel comfortable for some reason.
well, maybe when we get it back,
Maybe
we'll see.
I'm going to drive it all winter. That's what I told your mom. Snow and everything.
Saw snow. Put some big old snow.
Yeah, I'm going to
tires
put
on
some
it.
That
chains
doesn't
on
that
it.
doesn't end well. Remember when Lee broke his collarbone?
Yeah, he did do that. He broke his collarbone
On
like
ice.
two doors down from our house. Yeah.
This wasn't icy, but one of the rainy days
Icy?
recently.
Yeah.
So
your
yeah, I
car-
know. But one of the rainy days recently,
Yeah.
I saw like this bigger set couple, all right, on a Harley together during rainy day. Nice. And they pulled onto the expressway.
A lot of people don't care, man. They're just like, it's good. Well, this is the thing,
though, Noah. If they're
all
bigger,
that weight,
exactly, it's holding them tires tight.
Yeah,
gripping them to the ground.
She gripping and ripping.
Exactly.
There are a lot of people that die. I mean, I know even around Michigan, you'll see people when it's 40 degrees, they'll just be chapped up and got a bunch of stuff going on, and they ride their bikes. Not me. I was always the guy that if it's under 70, it's not coming.
No,
out
that's
of the garage.
the thing. Like if the weather's fine and there's no precipitation or anything like that, and it's just cold, yeah, you can ride. But it gets sketchy when you got the elements.
So I've always wanted. Well, I guess I don't need to ask this question. I already know it from you because you like to go fast.
Yeah.
But what is it about flooring your car, hearing your engine making these explosions and you going fast? Do you get that feeling in your heart that is just like, there's no better feeling than this? Like,
no.
It's like, it's almost like a drug.
No, not at
like,
all.
I'm going fast.
I'm like, this sucks.
I'm like,
I'm so scared right now.
Yeah, it's like, the only thing I think of is, where's the brake?
Yes, I know what you're feeling.
Like, it just feels good to my heart. And, man, it's such a good freaking feeling.
Some people like speed. Some people don't. I don't. I'm a don't guy.
And dude, let me tell you, man, you get that hemispherical engine.
Well, I'm excited about our truck. Obviously, James is working on that.
Crushing
I think you guys are. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I'm
Dad,
in the dark.
You have a beast engine.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
people are gonna be tripping out, dude.
I don't even know what engine I've
people
got,
dream about like your car.
You know
that
what's
going to
happen is remember your dad telling you like you'd have to take like your grandma's car out and blow the engine out on the freeway because she never drove like over 20 and stuff.
So you're gonna have to take it out every now and then.
Yeah, exactly.
And just blow
Because
the engine out?
exactly.
I'm
Just
gonna be
to
going
get all
like
the
35
exactly.
like hot rod truck.
Wait, can you explain that to me? Why do you have to do that?
I don't even know if it's true. I don't know. My dad was a mechanic, so I mean, maybe there had to be some truth. It might have been older engines too.
Right.
Maybe what he used to say is if you drove too slow too much and you didn't occasionally get on the expressway and blow that engine out, blow all that nastiness out, it would get gumped up and
coagulate.
But I don't know if that's true, and I don't know if I would assume the newer engines are.
I
not
took
such
that to
way.
heart and was like, I'm never letting my car get gunked up. I'm
just that's why she speeds.
I'm blowing it out every day.
Every day I gotta blow that engine out.
And dude,
just be safe.
I have to. I'm gonna be on you. I'm gonna make sure. I know you don't like to take care of your vehicles, but I'll make sure Chris that this
something like
truck's
this.
taken care of.
James,
but
or
John.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
Whatever.
I was thinking
John
for
Jacobs,
some reason.
Cooper
I
Hammersmith.
swear to God, I thought I was talking to Chris Tucker for a second. I don't know why, but
Who's Chris Tucker?
you know Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker?
Is, man, Friday.
Who?
Friday. The movie Friday.
The movie
Friday.
The movie Friday.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Literally.
You know
You guys
Chris
don't know
Tucker.
the movie
I
Friday?
know Chris Tucker. He was also in.
Oh.
He was also
With
in the
Jackie
Fifth
Chan.
Element. Fifth Element.
Yes,
yeah.
that's what I know him
Yeah,
from.
Fifth
Yes.
Element, and he was in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
That one with Jackie
Real high,
Chan.
very high voice. Yeah,
Yes.
Jackie Chan
It was
movie.
something
that-
hour, right?
Yeah,
I don't
he was
remember.
like, he was like big for a minute,
Yeah.
and then not so much.
I think what happens is the same thing as everyone, we grind hard and then zone
Fall
out.
off. Yeah, I don't know. All right,
neither.
does Mark got something?
Yeah,
on that?
Mark says, how many retics do you have now? I took a break from YouTube for a bit, and now you have loads. I remember when you only
You trying to
had
get me in
Daisy and
trouble?
Lucy. The Reptarium looks amazing. Hope you're all well.
Thanks,
Brian,
Mark. I
how
appreciate
many-
you. Welcome back.
Actually, do
thanks
we
for getting me
have-
in trouble, Mark. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for this conversation.
Lori always says that it's the reticarium, and but no, we don't have that many. We don't have enough. Let's just put it that way. We're one
capped.
We're one shy of enough,
We're
What would
capped.
which is a
be the-
pied.
No,
a
we're
pied
capped.
retic.
Pied, but you have 2 cows. That's basically a pied.
No, not really.
Thanks, Noah.
They're different.
They are different.
Not
They are
enough.
different. Pied are different.
There's got to be something cooler. Like, now, to be fair,
Yes.
sorry, Mom, but like those orange boys that Jay got.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, those are nice. But I tell you what, my next dream animal, to be honest with you,
Is the sloth.
well, I'm already past
Yeah,
that.
he's
but-
already. That's
We don't
already.
even have it,
That's
but he's
already
already
upstairs
passed it.
right now in his head.
Yeah, in my head,
Welcome
that's
to my world.
that's. So Jay and I have been saying you're going to meet Drogo this weekend. Hopefully, I hope you do. And I think you're going to fall in love. I think you are gonna fall in love with that sloth.
I don't know about
and
that.
And people are you're just gonna be like, I'm taking care of the sloth from now on.
Nobody touches
No one
it.
touching the sloth but me. I think you
No.
are. I think you are.
No.
I saw the look in your eye when you held that baby tiger in China. You're like, oh, I want a baby tiger now.
You see, but yeah, it's very different.
Why?
Because even though
You would have had that
was
baby tiger.
no, I would not. That's the thing. That baby tiger was super cute and it was so tiny. I'm not a moron. Like that. Look it. We went not even a year after that to the one thing with the little bit bigger ones that bit my leg and I have a scar. Like I know what they turn into. So
Do you remember
no.
I almost bought a white tiger?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
I remember
you
you
did.
tried.
I
Oh,
did.
yes, he
I
did.
did almost
That was
buy
the same
one.
house with the emus.
Yeah.
Same
Oh,
thing. Same
damn.
little tiny house,
Yeah.
little postage
I
stamp.
almost bought a tiger.
Somebody
white tiger.
offered a white tiger.
You know that on my farm that I'm saving up for, I'm having alpaca.
Yeah, alpaca are cool. They're cool.
MJ,
cool.
MJ has 2 of them,
Yeah, they're cool.
and he told me, he's like, dude, honestly, like they're not that hard to take care of.
No.
What's the point of having them?
They're super cool.
Oh.
You
They
can
are
chase them around the yard, and they're just like running.
Are they
around.
gonna chase
Does
you
he-
around the yard?
Well, I
I've been
didn't know.
chased.
Like,
Yes,
do
you
you
have.
like get the
No, it's just
wool
like
off of them or whatever?
The movie, something in Guru, that I used to watch as a kid. The Guru.
Yeah.
With
It was a cartoon. It was like
Michael
a
Myers?
Disney,
Oh, no, different.
Disney cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Where one of the main characters was the alpaca. He got
Oh, yes.
transformed into the alpaca.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
yes.
you're talking.
Isn't it called the something Guru?
I know the show you're talking
No.
about.
You're talking
It's
about
a movie. It's a Disney movie.
Emperor's New Groove, right?
Emperor's New Groove. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't Guru. It was Groove. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where your
And-
love of alpacas
Yeah,
came
that's why
from.
I'm gonna have a couple of them.
That's awesome. No, it's good.
I
think it's
can't
good.
wait for it, dude.
But yeah, we're right. We're just a couple minutes away from actually owning a white tiger.
That's so.
I almost
crazy.
brought one home
That's so
in my van.
fucking crazy.
You have one right now. Do you know that? Like that's so crazy to think about. You'd have a full-grown fucking tiger.
Yeah,
I
he
would,
would be
yeah.
the Tiger King.
Oh my
There you
God,
go. That
dude.
would have
Joe
been you.
Exotics. But no, so I think you're gonna love the sloth. My
think
personal.
so,
But
too.
anyways, the next animal that is a dream animal
yeah,
that I
what
really
is
want to get, just because it really would be a great educational animal, is
yes.
a big black throat monitor.
Oh,
You know, black throat monitor I'd love to get. That's
Interesting.
like my next thing. Because they get big, they'll get about Elvis's size, but they're like super, super chill.
are
Like,
they? They're almost like a big savannah monitor.
they're like a
right?
giant savannah monitor almost looking like it.
I think we
But
already, we talked about this
but
already.
they're super chill. Whereas Elvis, the problem with Elvis is great, but he's always on the move, right?
Yeah.
He's not going to sit in your lap. Like a big black throat, you could just sit in someone's lap and it would sit there and do
Okay.
nothing. you
Almost
know?
like Taz when he just
Yeah,
like chills.
Yeah.
a
And-
big-
but a giant
Yeah.
monitor. So that's like my next kind of conquest. I'm trying to find one
That's cool. Now, what kind of enclosure does it have to have?
similar to Elvis. You know, we need a big enclosure and
bigger
stuff. Yeah,
ones?
one of the big enclosures and. But yeah, I mean that would be cool. So that's kind of one of the next big animals if I can find them. Problem is they're very hard to find. You know, there's not many of them out there.
You know what? I'm sad that you never got your hands on because we were so close. Was those indigos?
Yeah, that was a bummer. I should have gotten those, to be honest with you.
They
That
were
was
so cool when we went and
Yeah.
visited them. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, those are sweet.
Yeah, and it was kind of, unfortunately, it was like the
Okay.
yeah,
What?
it was like the beginning of like the very early stages of some anxiety issues that I was dealing with back then, and I just didn't get it done because I didn't get the permits, and,
Yeah.
and I kind of feel bad because the guy I told I was going to buy them, and then I never ended up doing it, and I don't like to go back on things, and I kind of felt like that was a bad deal for me, to be honest with you, but I was just mentally starting to go downhill, and not realizing it was going to be such a long journey of before the anxiety like kind of hits you, and then and then it gets to the point where at sometimes you're like, it's just anxiety, it'll go away or whatever, and then eventually you get to a point where it's like, oh, wait a second, this is bad, this is real bad,
Yeah.
and then you have to work your way out of it, and that was like the very beginning stages of that was with the indigos. But I would like to get indigos again one day, or not. I've never had them, but I'd like to get some, and you just have to get permits and
Yeah.
endangered species permits. So, but they are super cool. Those are
And then
they're
that
like
same guy
yeah
had these beautiful lizards.
yeah they were
Sun
sun gazers
gazers.
yeah,
Yeah,
sun gazers
those
from
are
Africa.
so freaking amazing.
yeah, they're cool.
They got to
yeah.
be my favorite.
Yeah. Can you pull up a picture of sun gazers?
Yeah.
African sun gazers.
Because they're a little small too. They're like very small.
Yeah, they're not. They don't get that big, and they're
spiky.
Yeah, they're very spiky.
Who doesn't like a spiky animal?
Yeah, look at how awesome that is, man. That's
super
a beautiful,
cool,
beautiful
man.
animal.
It's
like a dinosaur.
Real life Aragon.
Yeah.
Some good pictures of those too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, heaters.
Yeah, they're nice.
It's awesome that shit's just like in
But I'm
the
not
wild.
I don't know a whole lot about sun gazers. I remember seeing some over in Europe. That was the first time I saw them. That was the thing that was nice about the Ham Germany show was the fact that you could go and find stuff like that. Fiji Island iguanas, sun gazers, animals that aren't allowed in this country or are very, very limited in this country. And they were just on tables, you just go see them. So
that is cool.
That was probably cool. Same thing when you went to China.
Yeah, China was really. Japan was probably the most interesting. Is when I did the Japan show.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy the stuff they had there. I mean, because Japan is maybe even more crazy than China.
Let's say, what was the most unexpected animal that you saw?
100% slow loris was the most. So pull up slow loris, like Lori with an S.
Slow loris.
Literally, there was like a 10-year-old girl
Their
walking
eyes are
around with a
crazy.
slow loris on her arm.
And these are like super endangered.
Super endangered,
Really?
unbelievably endangered. Also venomous. Males are venomous.
Wow, really?
They have a venomous spike in their back. Obviously, I'm
In
assuming.
their back?
No,
So-
in their back, much like a platypus.
Platypus, yeah.
much like a
Oh,
platypus.
okay.
The claw with
Yeah,
the
that's
spike.
a little spike.
Weird.
And some like 10, 12-year-old girl was just walking around with one of these on her arm.
You're like,
But there was
what?
also a sea turtle in a kiddie pool, like just
my
a kiddie
God.
pool with a sea turtle.
Kidding me?
Yeah,
I
just,
remember in Hawaii, it's like you see tons of sea turtles, right?
Sure.
Well, and for tons, you'll see a couple on your journey, which is tons for normal people. Point is, you do see an occasional stupid ass tourist that like tries to touch it.
It's illegal. You can go it's a felony to touch them. Yeah.
That
And
was
that's
one of
what
my favorite things, though, when I
Yeah.
was doing the stand-up paddleboard. And
What?
Jade and I were doing that, and they literally were swimming underneath
That's
us.
so cool.
Yeah, a bunch of them. It was super
Crazy.
cool.
And I remember while I was there was a video on Instagram that I saw of somebody touching, like
Yeah.
playing with
And then
it.
they go after that person. Yeah.
And then, in the same video, they got arrested.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You can't even put out stuff that you've been doing.
Yeah.
It's unless you're at a rehab center
Yeah,
or
yeah, of
something
course.
on that.
This
lines,
was just on the
obviously.
beach.
Yeah. And wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but yeah, no. In this
They
case,
take it
this was like
serious.
a rehabbed sea turtle. So I was able to pick it up and stuff like that and mess with it. But that was, again, years ago over in Japan. But they had so much crazy stuff. I mean, they had giant red squirrels and tons of owls. And I mean, there was just a lot of very unexpected animals in that place. I mean, probably the craziest reptile show I've ever been to. And there was mammals there, too. It was a reptile show, but there was tons of mammals. And by far the most crazy thing I've ever seen.
So do you know a lot about sea turtles by chance?
Pretty good amount.
So, Mom, you can help me out with this. What was the name of the sea turtle in Nemo?
Crush?
Crush.
Crush.
So, do you remember the scene when they were in this like slipstream that was dragging them
yep,
through?
I
It was like
remember
a
that, yep.
Is that a real thing? That
Well, there is a current. There's a North American current.
Yeah,
There's
like
other currents that, and
drags animals?
I'm assuming many animals use that current to travel. I'm
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, just like the movie portrayed. Like,
Yeah, they
obviously
go
in nature,
in.
they know what is what,
Yeah.
and they either avoid it or they go in it to, maybe migrate or stuff
Yeah.
like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a way that they can go a lot faster, using the water. Yeah, so it's just like birds using the wind and so on, like that, jet streams and stuff
Yep.
like that. So,
Sweet.
yeah, but it's it's cool. But yeah, I mean that show was crazy. I think trying to think, when we were in Italy, there was a lot of cool stuff, but nothing too crazy. I think the only thing that we saw there that was like really crazy were the giant snails that you can't get here
Those
anymore.
Madagascar giant snails, I think, right?
They're African giant snails.
Yeah.
African snails. And then
One.
that was about it there. Like I said, Ham Germany was really crazy. China, it wasn't really a reptile show in China. It was a pet show, which was crazy, though. I mean, ridiculous. But there was very few reptiles because it's still
It was
pretty-
just starting.
It's just getting going.
Their
in
market was just
China.
opening. Yeah.
But we did go to that little reptile society that had some pretty cool stuff. which was pretty dope. But yeah, that's one thing that's nice. I mean, obviously when we went to Australia, that was crazy to go to the Easter show in Homebush. We just see all the crazy monitor lizards and all that stuff was pretty wild, So.
There was a sweet show we went to. I can't remember. This might have been Scott Smith's show. Or it could have been California's Super Show.
Right.
I just remember that there was this aquarium that you could play with, like, baby sharks, or was it baby stingrays?
I don't know.
All I just remember is that it was an open thing, and
you were just in there.
And then,
Going
Yeah, you weren't supposed to. No, I was just in there.
No. You were supposed to. You were supposed to. The guy was like, you had to wait in line, and then like he would like guide like a stingray over to you or something. I don't know.
You know where that was? I think that was at that where we met Miguel. At that remember we saw the Irish wolfhound and all that stuff.
Is that where we met Miguel?
That's where we met Miguel. Yeah, he literally came up to us and
that's where that was.
Yeah.
That was a cool place, man.
It was a really cool place, but that was that.
We filmed a skit where I was petting a donkey.
Yeah, the pet dog. Yeah, but
it turned out to be a girl.
Yeah, but a girl.
And then I ran away.
I remember that.
That was a dumbass skit.
It was a good skit, man.
Was it?
That was a good skit.
Yeah.
I don't know if it
must
was good
have been
or not,
his
but,
idea.
Let's hit a couple super chats.
Maria said, "What are your recommendations for lodging near the Reptarium? Her family wants to visit soon."
It's really super simple. There's some place. There's like the Hyatt.
So it's really super simple. Go to thereptarium.com.
Yeah, and there's links.
And there's a travel info, and we have links and listed all of the stuff in the radius.
Yeah, there's within,
tons of stuff.
Tons of stuff. Within a mile and a half, there's a group of hotels that is super good. But we have links on our site.
2 groups of hotels.
Yeah, there's 2 groups. Yeah, so there's and the thing about people that travel here have to understand, the reason I love the location we're at is not only are there hotels, but there's every restaurant you could ever think of.
Every store, too.
There's every store you can think of. I mean, within a 5-mile driving range, if you can't find what you're looking for, there's malls, there's everything. When, I guess, arcades are opening up on the 9th, which is great, to limited capacity. Dave and Buster's. So that's all going to be open again. So when it was fully open, there was great amount of things to do. Now at least we're starting to slowly get more and more stuff to do in the area. I remember the first couple weekends, people traveled in, and there was like nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, like every single thing was closed. I mean, the hotels had just opened up, but there was like no service, there was no pools, there was no anything, and then there was no restaurants, no bars, nothing. I mean, you were just basically shut down, and that was a bummer for people that traveled in. But now it's pretty open here in Michigan.
Yeah.
Limited numbers, obviously, but as of the 9th, now the theater's open.
Exactly.
And I think as
some
of the
last things are. I think pretty much everything.
I think as of the 9th, every single thing is open. I think there's
awesome.
not
Which will be
anything that's
nice.
closed. Yeah.
Home Depot hot dogs?
I don't think we're gonna have hot dogs.
It's
yet.
gotta be Home Depot hot dogs.
Yeah,
She's got to come back at some point.
She'll come
She'll
back.
come back.
For people that don't know about Home Depot hot dogs, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I feel
Just
bad for
find
you.
out.
I was one of you once.
Just go find out.
It's an enlightening. You know how like the Buddhists get enlightened?
Yeah, I've been enlightened.
Yeah, Home Depot hot dogs. That's enlightenment.
Oh, that's a quick way. That's the quick route.
That's the quick way. If you want to find, a Shiva,
I could eat 6 and like just be like whatever.
Yeah, no, it's good. And I am sorry if I offended my Indian friends.
What do you mean? There's nothing
My
wrong
Hindu
with the
friends.
little...
I shouldn't say Indian friends. My Hindu friends.
You're just
Hindu-
offending.
Yeah.
You never talk
Offending,
bad about
offending.
Shiva.
Yeah.
Dude, we never talk shit about Shivas.
Yeah, never.
No.
Roberta said,
How long?
Oh, sorry. No,
Although
you're good.
someone got mad at me. Did you know someone wrote a
can't
nasty
wait to hear
comment
this.
because I said I wanted a Shiva, which is the
Yes.
Jewish wake,
Yeah.
and they thought I was talking bad about the Hindu god.
Really?
They were like, you should never talk bad about Shiva like that, or Shiva, or I don't even know how you pronounce the Hindu god.
Shiva.
Shiva.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So apparently
that
they
was
like
their bad.
Yeah,
because
I wasn't talking. I was talking about a Jewish.
Exactly.
Not that I'm Jewish.
Shiva
I was talking about the Jews.
You were talking about Shiva.
Yeah,
which, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not Jewish, but I watched that movie and it was very funny. What was the movie
Yeah.
called? The Shiva movie?
Was that
I'm the worst.
Bruno?
No, no.
Zohan. Don't mess with Zohan.
No, it's a whole movie about a family that did a Shiva for
the dad, yeah.
and the family got together, and Paul Rudd was in it,
Yes.
and it was.
There's
it
a
was,
lot of
yeah.
really good actors. It was
Yeah, it
funny
was
as hell.
Speaking
I
of,
bought it,
do you know that there's going to be a Borat too?
No, there's not.
Perfect.
I swear to God.
Sasha
Now
Baron
get
Cohen?
this. So
I hope it comes out in 2020 because it should.
Well,
Yeah.
get this. You know what he did was he got all these interviews with like the political parties.
No, he
Oh,
didn't.
Lord.
And like I guess Giuliani had him arrested because he didn't know he was like Borat, and he like shows up and like starts doing all this like terrible stuff. So Giuliani like called the police and had him arrested. But I guess he got into meetings with like all these high like Republicans and Democrats as like someone to interview. Like he said that he was from Kazakhstan. He wanted to interview them. He was a columnist from Kazakhstan, and he got in.
Dude, that's awesome.
So that's what
great.
it's going to be released, I guess, sometime in October, I believe.
No way.
And yeah, it's not going to theater. I think it's going to Amazon Prime.
You know what's funny about that? I mean, it was one of these stupid, it might have been Vice, you know what I'm saying? That posted this video talking about why Borat could never be recreated again.
Well, that's what I was saying.
And then,
like, how
now
could they?
It's the same reason. Guess what?
People don't
People
remember.
commented. I saw the comment on my video today. They were just like, "Thank you for posting these videos. It's a breath of fresh air to like
To have
hear
the-
these things."
The ridiculousness,
Yeah,
the
just
whatever, right?
Yeah, just to hear like.
Not everyone kind of like walking on eggshells. Yeah,
you're saying
Yeah.
that. Yeah, his style of comedy could not happen because of the political correctness.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but like in all reality, it's kind of the opposite. People crave the shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't want.
You got the people
to
who
be
get
this.
butthurt about everything, and then
Yeah.
you got the other people who just want to laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
me.
All right, let's
man.
get a couple super chats.
Roberta says, so late to the podcast, sending
Hey.
positivity and love to you all.
Well, I'm
Hey,
glad that
shout
you
out
made it.
Roberta.
Thank you for coming.
Roberta Latore.
Oh my goodness. Jason A says, my
love.
wife and I were robbed at gunpoint in Memphis. We had pulled out of our hotel or pulled up to our hotel as the hotel was being robbed. We had no clue until they were running out, pointing guns at us, demanding our cash.
That's
Wow,
scary.
That is scary. What do you
Sounds
do?
like a Super
You know,
8.
everyone always
I'd
thinks like
tell
if
you
that, in
what I
that
do.
case you'd be like, grab that gun and smack them upside. But you
No.
just give them cash.
Yes.
You just go here.
Dude, it's
here's
cash.
what
Who
I
gives a
got.
shit? Peace.
It's your fucking life. You know what I'm saying?
But
Because
you just think of the movies, like
Yeah,
that guy,
yeah.
like, oh, you're pointing a gun at me, getting in my face, whack. You know, but when that really happens, you know, you're like, holy crap, I just need to get out of this situation alive, right? So I'm glad that you guys got out alive,
Yes,
because
we-
obviously you
Yes.
did if you're in their super chat.
yeah, shout out you, man.
Sherry Lynn says, Lori, be safe on the trip. No worries. Bree, Brian, and Noah, they have cell phones, so won't starve. And this
Yeah.
is for the tortoise saddle. Have fun.
Oh, tortoise sail's a good idea.
Thank
That's
you,
actually a
Sherry.
good idea. We're gonna need one of those for sure. And the
Yeah.
and we're also gonna need a little one of those. I think we're gonna need like one of those baby things that you put the sloth in, so Lori can walk around with it like a little cradle.
A baby sloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not a baby sloth, but
It's not
Drogo.
going to happen.
Oh, I'm telling you what. You've heard it
You're
here
gonna love
first.
it.
You know I like predictions on this podcast.
Yeah, and they're always right.
And they're always right. Lori's gonna love the sloth.
Brandy says, Noah, I love your videos. I look forward to them every other day. Keep up your badass real you content. F the haters.
After haters, Brandy, thank you. I
Yeah.
love you.
You're so
No,
right.
that's
Much
true.
love. If you're single,
Much.
come get some.
Oh my gosh. But he's not going to call you after. I can promise you that.
Fly out. Sherry,
I just wanted to be upfront with you about this. You okay with it? Then come on over.
come on and hang out. Sherry Lynn says, think about why Kmart for your.
For the nakedness.
Yeah.
Well, because Kmart was the only store we went to when I was a kid. You know,
Makes
that
sense.
there was no Target or Walmart or any of that
Right.
stuff. You know,
Yeah.
Kmart was the store.
Yeah.
That was our
You
store.
know, that was
man.
the only place. Pat.
Pat says, Brian, going back to what you said about keeping one or two of the offspring, if you started before opening the Reptarium, you most likely wouldn't have the Reptarium. It's better for business to sell them.
Thanks, Pat.
Jeez, Pat.
Playing
You
the
really went
fiddle.
you really
Appreciate
went
it,
the other
girl.
way on that one, huh?
Appreciate
You just
it.
got on my shit list.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking, Pat. You're right. I mean, listen, there's practicality and then there's
A mask.
What you want.
what I want.
yeah. They're not lining up all
Someone
the
said
time.
that someone said that I was being unbelievably selfish for getting a sloth. That just because I wanted one, I shouldn't get one.
There's a lot of people who say a lot of things.
That don't matter.
And, you know,
Well, the problem with it is that they don't realize that we're not just doing this on a whim. We've done unbelievable amounts of research. Yeah. I've personally visited, I can't tell you how many people that have kept sloths over the years. Yeah. Before we've gotten this, we've talked to
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
and it doesn't matter. This is the thing is, it doesn't even matter if we do everything right. There's still going to be people who have opinions, which is fine, because the truth is I have a lot of opinions about a lot of things and a lot of people. The difference is I keep them to myself because it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do me. You do you.
Yeah.
You should look at my comments. If you want to see people talking about like some crazy stuff, man, how in my comments, you'll see all across the map just like all these extraordinary things. Like first,
extraordinary,
dude. I'm not even joking. There'll be a woman that comments, "I can't believe you say the things you say," and then right above it will be a woman saying, "I love you so much for saying the things you say."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the world dichotomies. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why
I guess I've gotten
you
spoiled that over the last year and a half, our
over,
comment section's usually pretty tame. You know, it's like people support us so much.
So when you see it,
so when you see it, it's like, and again, you know, does it bother me? No. Do I care? I really don't. You know, but again, it is funny how you could read 500 positive comments, but then there's that one negative that sticks with you a little bit.
It's because we search for it subconsciously. I even find myself. I swear to God, it's so messed up, man. I swear to God, I'll open up my phone and I'll be like, all right, it's like a drug. It's like being addicted to a drug, because I open up my phone and I'll go, I'm not going to use it today. I'm not going to use today, right? But then I open up that YouTube Studio app, right? And I'm like, I'm not going to use it today. I'm not going to use it today. And then I click the comments and I'm there. And I'm scrolling and I'm reading these comments. I'm so happy. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing.
But you know the one's coming.
And I know I'm searching for the one bad comment that's going to want me to exit.
Yeah.
But I just keep doing it until I hit that bad comment.
Yeah.
And once I do,
I know the feeling.
It's just something.
Yeah. But it's again,
super weird.
Yeah.
It's I want to see a study actually, because it's a very unique thing that is very new.
Right.
That sounded like I'm Trump now.
Yeah, very new.
Very new. Very unique.
Go ahead to mommy.
But
oh gosh.
I just would like to see a study on like YouTubers like mental health and stuff like that.
Well, that is interesting you say that. I do wonder.
I don't. I live it.
Yeah, I do wonder.
I live with it. I know
like,
it's not good.
Yeah, being a kind of a YouTuber is a very it is a very unique living, because you really are controlling content and nothing else. You know what I mean? Like you have no control of how many people watch, how many people comment, how many people like, how many people do anything. You really don't. You're basically throwing it into the ether, and then whatever happens, and you're living that life. And I know Casey Neistat once said that you get addicted to the upload button. Because that next upload you never know is going to be the one. Is that next upload going to be the one that blows up? Is the next upload going to be the one that's going to make the difference? Is it going to do this? Is it going to do that? And so it's almost like you said, it's an addiction. It's a drug that and that's why I think so many YouTubers that stop YouTubing for a period of time come back, is because they may think I need a break. But as soon as they get away from it, that drug is still
like a relapse.
It's like, you just got to have it. You got to have it. So I think it's interesting, because until someone live that, and really the thing is, when you think of, anyone could do YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But there's still only several thousand people on the planet that do YouTube as a living, that make their primary income on that. So it's a relatively very small percentage of the population that actually does YouTube for to pay the bills. And then there's probably even a very smaller number that are very successful at YouTube. And I can't imagine, we know some of those guys, and I can't imagine what they go through, because they probably do what we do times 10. And it's got to be a really interesting thing. I think of like Charles D'Amelio, you know what I mean? Like,
Dad, I'm sorry. I have nothing against these people, but the quality of the content's poor.
Well, just think about someone like that,
they're getting served up. Every video they post, trending page. Yeah. It's fucked up.
Well, I just think that, but think of that that whole family now. Think of that family a year and a half ago were literally like probably, I don't want to say nobody, but, they definitely no one
They weren't
knew
on the map,
and now all of a sudden, literally, they go from that to being like, you could literally get on a private jet and fly anywhere in the world now for free.
Yeah.
You're going to get put up on every, 5-star hotel, blah, blah. I mean, that's got to be a crazy life. And mentally, it's got to really struggle. I remember when Elle Mills blew up.
Yeah.
And she really struggled with that blow up. She went from hardly anybody to being extremely popular, and it became a really difficult thing for her, mentally. And I think that that's what people don't understand. Everyone might think that you're living the dream and you're living everything, but the pressures that come with it and the anxiety that comes with it is pretty significant. And don't get me wrong, we all choose to do it, so it's not like you're forced to do it, but it's difficult to walk away from something. And I love the production side, right? I love filming. I love seeing the end product. I love every part of it. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that there isn't also probably a mentally difficult and probably, like you said, if you did a study, there's probably a pathological issue with it too,
I mean, it's and the way that it's set up it tamps down creativity.
Yeah.
YouTube on the studio side, if you are posting videos that you want, right,
Mm-hmm.
that you personally think, wow, I'm having fun, this is good, it's refreshing, your videos aren't going to do well for a while, right? It's just the way it is. For some reason, at least for me, I'll say, my videos, they haven't. Point is, YouTube literally sends you messages. Hey, look at your top videos.
Yeah.
You should recreate these. You should recreate these top videos. That's fucked up. You know why? What if I didn't want to?
You got to remember, it's not YouTube doing anything. It's just YouTube trying to keep people on the platform, period. That's all it is. That's all it is.
They're not considering our mental health.
No.
They're just considering
they're a business,
profit.
Well, right, they're a business. They just care. They don't care about you
or
me or anybody. They just care about making the most money they can.
I know.
And they've given
shouldn't
it,
act surprised.
it is. Listen, it's a platform that is allotted a lot of people, ourself, our family
100%.
included, an amazing opportunity
You're
that
right.
we would have never been. So you can always find things to bitch about it, but it is just what it is. I mean, YouTube has still changed our lives forever, and it's one of the biggest blessings in the world, even if it is mentally draining. But let's do this. Let's hit these last supers.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
and then wrap it up.
We got Shane Lee just threw $10 just for love.
Thanks, Shane. Appreciate you very, very much.
Let me see. Yeah. We got Regina says, stay safe, Brian, Lori, and Noah. Much love and support from Australia to you guys. Might have to send you more Vegemite to see Noah's face again.
I love Vegemite.
Hey, Regina.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night, Mike.
I'm gonna spread that on my toast.
Jen says, my daughter and I are coming on Halloween. We're so excited. Can't wait to visit and meet y'all.
Make sure you bring costumes. We'll be dressed up.
I don't know.
Oh, my girl Elise.
I don't have
What's
a
going on? I've been
costume
showing
yet.
off your blow-up video all day.
Your explosions.
I've been like, holy cow, man, I tell you.
Sorry.
No.
Elise said, you should visit Ozzy, the painting giraffe, while in Vegas at the Lion Habitat Ranch Sanctuary. He's quite the charming
he's a
artist.
painting giraffe.
That's cool,
interesting,
dude.
yeah.
That'd be so sweet.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it. I also have said that hopefully, if she has time, I want to bring Elise out for a podcast too.
Yeah.
I think you know she's got some crazy
She's gotta
stories.
have some, yeah.
And I think it'll be a really good podcast to bring her out, and then of course we'll see her as a family on in November.
Blow some shit up.
Yeah,
Go
go just have some. We got to be careful. Obviously, the biggest issue that I will have to be careful of is protecting her license. We don't want to go out there and do stuff that could potentially cause her to lose her license.
Of course not. Of course not.
Allow
So we have
herself
to
to do that.
Well, right, but I think she wants to make us happy, and she'd probably push the envelope a little bit, and I don't want her to ever. We have to be respectful of that.
Of course, and we will, because
Yes.
we're respectable human beings.
Yes.
JMB Loft says, Brian, thanks for making me want to get back into snakes.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you're back. You can never get away.
You're never leaving.
It's that addiction that never leaves.
That addiction.
Michael says, love from down here in Panama City, Florida. Thank you for the inspiration to get a ball python.
Nice.
I got a super enchy spinner yellow belly orange dream.
Whoa,
We'll be
that's
getting
a
one
good
from y'all soon too.
Well, that's a good snake, man.
That is
You
a banger.
You picked a good one, so that's good. Panama City, nice. Good job.
Angela says, Lori and Jessica podcast while you guys are on your trip.
It's a great. It's a.
That's actually a good
We've been
idea.
talking about. Well, but the problem is no one could run the board.
I could teach somebody to run it.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I could teach Maria or something. It's not
take
hard.
a fucking monkey to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, really.
Yeah, some fucking idiot can do it.
I would like to see that actually.
Well, we've
'cause
talked
I feel
about-
like you would
we've
have actually fun doing it.
We've talked about having like Beth, Jessica, Lori, and we talked about like Maria maybe.
You guys would have a riot.
So we don't know who. Could you imagine?
Talking so much shit.
I know.
Yeah.
And then we've talked about like, could we do a podcast on the road? Not like this type of podcast, but maybe just like a live stream podcast with our phone.
Yeah, I think if it's something that's
that
like
we might
no
still do it.
hassle or no stress whatsoever, then I think it's cool. I think if we had to do something where we found a room, it's probably not fun. Not fun to do.
But we could also do that if like let's say we are in Vegas, maybe we can find a podcast.
But then it'll
space
take out
and-
of your family time and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
that's
think-
true. That's
I would
true.
say just make it as easy as possible. If
Yeah.
we could do it on our phone, if not, then we don't do it.
If we can, we can. If we can't, we don't.
Either way,
Yeah.
we're gonna have videos. So
Yeah.
Eat away. Let Roses Burn says,
welcome back.
Hello.
can't read chat or comments anymore. I get irritated, so I watch on TV and chat on phone. People who comment and actually know what they're talking about, it's like 6%. Rest are morons. I'm sorry.
I mean,
That's probably that's like the whole population of the
it is
world.
Tough, you know. I mean,
Nailed it.
I stay away from most comments, to be honest with you, on most social. Like, I haven't read a Facebook comment in probably 2.5 years.
Oh, it's so toxic.
But yeah, and Instagram is Instagram for me is good, but it used to be really bad. TikTok, I stay away.
Oh yeah,
from
yeah.
those
TikTok.
TikToks.
You want to
Ooh.
check yourself? Go to TikTok.
Yeah, if you want to feel really bad about yourself, just read your TikTok comments.
Yeah.
It's just
that'll
'cause
make
I
it's
you
a
didn't
feel-
bunch
even know
of-
they had.
Oh, it's Lori. It's
wow.
a
Yeah, trust
shit
me.
show on there.
It's just a bunch of Cheveos.
yeah. No, you're not wrong, dude. That's exactly what it is.
Man.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
People just say it evil shit.
So I stay away from that stuff. Oh yeah, we'll find out what the COS means.
Yeah, COS Mojave is a circle of snakes, a forum started by Jason Morgan. They are different to normals as COS Mojaves turn silvery in color. Love you guys.
Oh, so it's actually a Mojave that is a different Mojave
Huh.
that turns silver.
So
Interesting.
it's similar to the butter?
Well, I think that it sounds like, and I could be completely wrong. I don't know anything about it, but I don't think it's the butter. I
Yeah.
think it's a Mojave, but as it ages, it sounds like it turns silvery.
Yeah.
So it's a
Interesting.
different genetic Mojave. If it's compatible with Mojaves, I don't know. That's interesting, though. Yeah,
That's
good.
cool.
Well, thank you for clarification.
Thank you, Keelan. Was there anything else, or was that it?
That's it.
Well, you know what? Let's end so that we can get Lori on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
We will be here Friday for you. Saturday, we have a pretty cool guest. I'm pretty excited about. Steve Bashy's going to be on
the
Saturday. He runs Bashy Aquatics, a huge aquatic thing. Used to do the life support, so the filtration for the show Tanked. On Animal Planet, just a super
all-around
cool guy,
badass.
a cool dude. I've known him since I was like 15 years old, 16 years old. We've been friends ever since. He has the most incredible fish place I've ever seen, and so he's going to be hanging out with us on Saturday. We will be back as a family next Wednesday because Lori will be back next Monday. So that is, let's get Lori on the road. Wrap us up, Noah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you're not subscribed to Checking In Podcast, subscribe right now. We also have a Clips channel. Links in the description. Go sub to that as well. Thank you guys so much. You have been checked in, and we are checking out. Peace.
Peace out. Don't forget to hit that like.
Hit that like.
Hit that like, boy.